opinions expressed on the following program are those of the hosts and guests, and not necessarily those of the staff or management of alltalkradio.net.
The following program may contain language of an adult nature. Listener discretion is advised.
We are anonymous, and you're listening to Maxwell Silverhammer.
Fuck that guy.
And DJ Jerkman.
Yeah, fuck that guy too.
Only on Stem Radio.
Damn, this shit really irks me.
Oh man, hold on, wait a minute. This is some bullshit.
They're canceling the fucking show?
Yeah, they're planning on dropping us after 7 years.
That's bullshit. You still got people that listen and like the show.
Well, guys, you had a good 7-year run. What more do you want from us?
You're like a goddamn Oreo cookie. You taste like shit, but swathed in the center.
Okay, goddammit. Our hands are tied, okay? Yeah, you're goddamn right, your hands are tied. Jerk, pass me the duct tape, motherfucker. Wait a minute. What are you doing? Tape them together. Yeah, motherfucker.
You know what? I think I kind of like this.
Yeah.
Tie it a little tighter. Tighter.
Yeah.
Maxwell Silverhammer, G.J. Jerkman, Cruise Control, and G Motors. Smell fire? I think somebody lit a cigarette. Nope, it's the hottest radio show on the internet. So keep it locked here from 7 to 9. Stim Radio fam, they ahead of their time. And now it's lesson 1, man, this is lesson 2. No format because they keep it fresh and new. And this is what I call a real show. They tough as hell with a hard edge like a steel toe. They campaign like a base said. So if you're mad at them, call in, fuck some hate mail. And if you think that the jocks sound quirky, allow me to introduce you to the shit that irks me.
Alright, you sons of fucking bitches. Welcome to the shit that fucking irks me. I'm Maxwell Silverhammer.
I'm G.J. Jerkman.
I'm Ocelot.
And I'm AK.
Aha, and here we are, Friday night, man, in and off your week. So I wanted to go back to one thing we were talking about last night. And that was the whole thing we were talking about, me giving her my phone number and saying you can block your number. And remember, AK, you said it was kind of creepy?
Totally creep status.
See, I don't think so.
Nothing you can say.
No.
It was a creep move.
I don't think that was creepy at all.
Take a poll from 100 women, they'll all say that was creepy.
No, because you know what? The thing is this. You got to understand, I know you guys don't think of me as a blind person, and that's cool. But in my case, I've got to hear a voice. You know what I'm saying? When I'm talking to somebody.
That's not what she's talking about.
Nothing to do with you saying you Google searched how she could block her number just to call you.
I didn't say I Google searched it. Maybe I checked, my cell phone.
But you're still missing what she's talking about. What she's simply saying is that's a creep move. If she wanted to talk to you, she would talk to you.
Asking her to call you was a creep move. You telling her you can even block your number to call
There's
me.
nothing wrong with that.
I don't know if you know how to block a number, but I did some. What did you say? I did some research on how to block a number.
I found out how to block a number. So that's all I did. I found out how to block a number.
It reeks of desperation.
No, I think you're wrong on that one. That's
We're not, though.
I don't. That doesn't. There's nothing. I'll tell you this. If that little thing turned her off so bad that she doesn't want to talk to me anymore, then I'm good with no more messages.
Has she ever talked to you before on the phone?
No.
Well, then why do you think now it was going to change? If she hasn't even talked to you in 3 weeks, you decide to send her this message.
We've never talked on the phone. We've talked via email messaging.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So why would it change all of a sudden? If she hasn't talked to you in 3 weeks, why would you think that sending her something, a message, email, whatever, like that was going to go, oh, well, I like this now. First he thinks I'm stupid and he's a creeper at the same time.
No, that's weird. If she's digging that deep into it, then that's totally.
It's weird that you told her you found out how to block a number and you can do that to call me. That's what's weird.
No,
you should have just said, call me.
Originally, what I said when I first brought it up, I said, you've seen my pictures. I said, now you've watched a video of mine. I said, can you, is it possible, I know this is a strange request, but do you have a YouTube video where I can hear what you sound like? And I was like, if not, can I give you my number? I said, you can even block your number if you want, because she's had issues in the past with, where she's had a real fucked up situation where somebody was stalking her and all that. I don't know the whole details, but there was a story I read of hers. So to kind of ease her mind a little bit on that, that's why I mentioned the blocking the number.
But you didn't say it like that last night.
Okay, but now does that change the game?
Yeah, you can. The way you said it right now, yeah, but what you said last night is that you said, I don't know if you know this or if you know how to do this, but I found out how you can block a number, so you can block your number if you want to call me. That's creepy.
No. The first message that was where I said, do you have a YouTube video or something where I can hear you speak? Because in my situation, it's a lot better if I can hear a voice at least. I said, if not, I said, can I give you my number? And I said, you can even block it to call me. You can even block your number if you want to call me, and that way I don't get it. And I said, and I gave her my number and all that.
Let me ask you a question. How frequently were you guys talking or at least emailing back and forth before this?
Maybe every couple weeks, maybe.
So it wasn't unheard of for her to disappear for like 3 weeks?
Maybe 2 weeks, yeah. Yeah, and that's happened. I mean, it's not like we're doing every day. And it wasn't like I come home every day and there'd be a message and then I'd send her
All that aside, I mean, if that's the way you said it, then fine. I guess it's not that. The way you said it last night was creepy. But that aside, there's a reason, dude, that she doesn't want you to hear her. And that's because she's a fucking fake.
Well, and maybe. And that's
she's a fake. She's probably some fat, Cheeto puff eating.
I like you too.
Yeah. Looking like Snuffleupagus and shit.
That's no. You know what? I mean, it's very possible, and it's kind of funny. But no, I didn't. You know me. I'm always. I'm not a creepy fucking guy. You know.
Yeah, you are.
Well, just when you're around, you're
right.
There's a difference.
Well, it could have been taken as being creepy.
Well, you know what though? If she took it, if that little bit made her where she doesn't want to ever.
Like I said, what you said last night is nothing what you said right now.
Well, I didn't tell the first part of the story, and that might have been just because I was pretty worked up.
It wasn't even like the first part of the story. The way you said, I said, how did you say it? What did you say? And you're like, I just said, I don't know if you know how to block a number.
That was my second message. That was the second message.
Wait.
You heard.
So then after that, you then said.
The second message was the one where I said, hey, and I said something else. It was some other shit we had been talking about. And I said, oh, by the way, I found out how to block a number. I'm not sure if you know how to do this, but.
So you mentioned it twice.
Yeah.
So
what?
Then
now
yes,
it's creepy
now
again.
It's creepy.
No, that's some Jersey Shore bullshit.
The first one
oh
was
my God,
fine.
he said creeped out.
No, the first one was fine. She didn't take the bait. Then you went a step further. Now you sound desperate. Hey,
like a stalker.
Maybe she just doesn't know how to block the number. So I'll tell her I know how. It wasn't.
But it also sounds okay.
How was that creepy?
From the first message.
I'm saying block your number so I don't get.
You said it once. She didn't take you up on it, dude.
Where's is this the book of fucking
well, then keep,
Jersey Shore
doing stuff
bullshit?
Like that. It has nothing to do with Jersey Shore.
Yeah, it is. It's this new trendy mentality of this fucking book you must follow.
It has nothing to do with trendy or books or anything.
Yes, it does.
You said you can even block your number if you want to call me.
You know what?
She didn't respond to you. To take it an extra step and then say, well,
That's
maybe
what
you don't know
at.
how to do it. I do. Sounds desperate and pushy.
No, that's you know what? You know what? If that little thing turned her off so bad that she never wants to communicate with me again, then I'm totally good with not getting message because you know what? Obviously, I gave her more credit than she deserves.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Seriously.
How far was the first message from the second message? How far along
How far
was
apart?
It? Yeah. How far? How many weeks or days or whatever?
I'd say about 2-3 weeks. Yeah, about 2 or 3.
So you sent her one message with all this information in it, and then 3 weeks later you send her another one.
Yeah.
So then you're a creeper. I'm sorry. If she didn't answer
How is that
within
creepy?
within 3 fucking weeks, if she didn't contact you, she had no inkling she wanted to contact you. So now you are continuing to go on something. If she would have said something back to you and then you would have replied again, that makes sense. But the fact that she did not even talk to you after this.
Here's the thing.
And you're going to keep going now? You're going to send her something else?
Here's the thing.
That's a fucking stalker.
Well, yeah, that's very stalkish. I'll tell you what. I'm waiting outside your car.
You got the wrong idea of stalking. You can stalk people just on.
Here's the thing. Here's what I'm saying. All right. Now, there's been some times where she hasn't responded right back, and then something else came up. Like when I first learned how to write a story on the site. And I wrote her, I said, hey, I was like, sorry to bug you again, but I finally learned how to write a story on here. And I sent her like 2 or 3 messages, here and there, and then she'll respond when she can. That's all. That's not even that serious,
So you think she's going to respond to these?
Well, who knows? Who cares?
Apparently you do.
Well, I mean, if she does, great. If she doesn't, then oh well. I mean, if I sent you too many messages or whatever, then, too fucking bad.
Aren't you the one that always said, "Hey, bitch, can't you get it through your fucking head? If I don't answer your first goddamn message, I sure as fuck aren't answering your second one."
Well, and
so you just did what you said that other girls are bitches for.
Well, and that's, but here's.
Oh yeah, defend that one.
Well, I mean, it's one of those things that, all right, if it pissed her off or it upset her that much, you know, and yet she doesn't respond, well, then that's that. If this little thing set her off so much, you know, that she's not going to ever want to communicate with me again, then I'm good with no more communication.
But you said the same thing about other women. So this is what I'm trying to get through my head, how it works for you and not someone else.
Well, I mean,
if it's okay for you, why isn't it okay for someone else then? If you can say that they can turn around and do this, and you're calling them bitches, whores, and nut buckets because they're trying to attempt to keep a contact with you and you don't want it, and now you are doing the same thing, so how does it make you any different from them?
It really doesn't.
Okay, then.
So I'm not saying I'm better or anything like that.
I understand you're not saying that, but I'm just trying to understand how you doing it, you're justifying it. When they do it, they're the total opposite of what you're trying to justify.
Remember when I was telling you about due to my work, and almost every other day he'd be like, "Hey, if you have some time tonight, give me a call." Every other fucking day.
Well, yeah, that's every day. That's a lot. That's a lot of shit. That's too much. You know, I just sent, 2 stupid messages, and it's like, okay, well, all right, now I get it.
She didn't take you up the first time.
Well, all right.
And she didn't do it for 3 weeks. You think she would take a whole 3 weeks and be like, well, I don't know how to do that, so I'm not going. Oh, and then go, thank God he told me he knows how.
Well, maybe she's busy.
It's fucking 2014. She knows how to block a number.
Well, okay, but I didn't.
She seems to be pretty versed on the internet. She found the site way before you did.
Well, all right, but that's one site. I mean, so what? Who gives a shit?
I don't know. I'm just saying that for you to say it, you were taking the course of what you call other women for being bitches or nut buckets or whatever you want to call them, and saying that they're, well, I don't want them. Maybe you are the same thing that you don't want these other girls. Well, she's probably saying, I don't know why everybody I don't fucking want wants me and bugs me.
Well, maybe so, and I can't stop her from saying those things.
Right. So what's your next Okay.
That's it.
That's it. You're done.
Yeah, I'm done.
All right.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm not going to do anything else, man. You're not
going to send her another one?
No. Why should I?
Telling her how she could get a plane that's Ebola free to come see you?
No, I mean,
yeah, there you go.
There's no reason to send any more messages. That's it. I mean, if she responds to me, she responds. If not, then fine. I mean, that's.
Okay. What if she doesn't? Is she going to become the next one on the list of being the whorebag slut hole?
Well, maybe. I don't know.
I think she's just fake, honestly.
Yeah, I think so too.
Well, and maybe and maybe she'll just be, just one of those fake ones that I talk shit about. But
right.
That's what it is. But which, by the way, to add insult to injury, yes. Today on paratransit, I was riding, and the driver says to me, "Yeah, you got a secret admirer in your complex." And I'm going, "Oh fuck!" That's the Fibora whore that I told you guys about. Remember the one that they tried to hook me up with?
No, I don't know. I don't think even AK was even around.
AK was not.
I'm not remembering.
Jerkman, I think
I
you
know.
do, right?
I know what you're talking about.
Okay, there's basically what happened is there's a girl in my complex who takes paratransit. Well, the drivers thought it would be really.
Is this the girl where you're always bitching about, like, how come everybody's like, why not? Why don't you like her? Why don't you dig her?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's the one that the drivers always try to push down my throat. And, oh, you guys should get together and have a little Phoebes together. And, so anyway, she was talking about that. This driver was today. And, but so you do know who I'm talking about then.
I just made a deduction in my mind. I don't know, but on how many times you've said, how come it's always, I don't want somebody, I'm a dick, and if you like her so much, you fucking date her. So I'm assuming that she would be that person.
And that's my thing. Why is there such a fucking double standard with that shit? Seriously, why is it funny, Jerkman? I mean,
because she doesn't even know, and she can just piece it together in 2 seconds.
Okay, I thought you were laughing because it's just funny that it's a big double standard, where people say, like,
well, wait a minute, you're talking about double standards. You just put one on somebody else, whether they're fake or not, and now you're bitching about a double standard. How does this fucking work?
Well, no, not necessarily. I mean, people are going to say what they're going to say.
What is the double standard exactly?
The double standard is, well, if you don't like her, why not? Why don't you like her? But yet, if somebody doesn't like me, I'm just supposed to take the dick and be like, okay, hey, deal with it. She doesn't want you. So that's what I'm doing, I'm dealing with it. They don't want me.
I
What
don't
else
think
am I going to
that's
do?
a double standard, really. I think
Nah.
what is people are just, they.
You just don't like it.
So people get overly anxious to want to hook people up. That's
Right.
all. And so they're
Yeah.
like, why don't you like her? Why not? And they think they're a matchmaker, and it's not for you. It's for them.
Right.
It makes them feel better. Like, oh, I gave somebody some happiness by introducing them to somebody else. It has nothing to do with the whole, well, she doesn't like you, so just take it. Those are two separate entities. They have no correlation with one another. It's
Yeah.
not a double standard.
Well, I just think that people tend to, like in your guys' case, you're saying, hey, she doesn't want you, get over it, blah, blah, blah. But yet, well,
Whoa, 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 whoa. Nobody said she doesn't want you, get over it. We said that your second message about blocking the call was creepy. I'm not telling you get over it. I think that she strung you along. I think that she's not who she says she is. I don't think she looks anything like her blurry picture. I think she's fake. I don't like her, and I think you're better off without her. I don't think you need her, but I'm not telling you get over it. You
Okay.
liked her. She had interesting stories. You guys had common, interests. I think she's fucked up for stringing you along, honestly.
right.
The only thing I said was that second blocked message call was creepy. That's it.
Well,
I'm not telling you suck it up and get over it.
I don't know. I mean, for me, it's just, I don't know. I just, it was one more attempt, and that was it. And that's it.
I hear you.
So that's all I was doing.
Yeah.
And, I mean, there's a lot creepier shit, believe me, that people could do and say, I think.
Yeah, of course.
So that's why I was just like, yeah, I'm what were you guys talking about? Jerkman said you guys were talking about this today.
No, we weren't talking. Oh, no, we were talking. I thought he was referring to the whole what each of us serve. Purpose
we'll
served.
get into that next. Yeah, we'll do
I
that
thought
next.
that's what he was talking about.
Okay, no, because Jerkman, you said you guys talked about this same thing today.
I said we had mentioned about it, yes.
Oh, okay. So it
Because
came.
you said you wanted to bring it up, and I said, we already talked about it a little bit.
Yeah, you guys had talked about it during the day. I guess.
And I said it'd be an interesting topic.
I wonder how it came up during the day.
Who? With us?
Yeah, just.
It was me.
Oh.
I thought about it.
Oh, it just
You
came
were
up.
creeping.
So it came up in your mind, is what
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We'll leave it at that, yeah.
Oh, okay. We'll leave it at that. What, man? What else happened?
Well, now that you bring it up a different way, but still to me, I mean, what everybody else thinks,
creepy.
I think it still was kind of creepy. I mean,
You know what? Creepy is the wrong word. It was pushy.
Okay, that
you're
works.
right.
It was pushy.
That works.
Not creepy.
Pushy. I'll take pushy.
Yeah.
I'll take pushy.
It was pushy.
And I mean, I guess we get pushy when we want shit.
Well, to
you know?
me, it would seem stalker-esque if you keep doing it. But you
Yeah.
said you're not going to do it
No,
anymore.
I'm done, man. I mean, there's no reason to continue.
Right.
Why
Okay.
would I continue? I
I
mean,
don't know. I'm
you
not
know,
you.
I give it at least give it a chance before I just cut and run.
Mhm.
And I haven't seen anything back, so I'm like, all right, well then that's it. And just kind of enjoy it for what it was. That's all you do.
There you go.
And that's kind of the deal there. I mean, if she
You seem to
comments,
feel better now that you got this off your chest.
yeah, I do. And if she comments on something I do, that's cool. You can comment on each other's stories and experiences too, and questions and shit. So
You just know it's a guy.
Nobody meant to imply you are a creep, like in general.
right.
Sure, I did.
Well,
Well, except Ocelot.
Ocelot. Well, Ocelot's in her own world
Ocelot's a creep.
with her troll feet and all.
See, you won't
Troll
ever get to touch
creeping.
these
Oh,
troll
you know what?
again.
Talk about giving something up. I've given that up too.
Oh.
What, trying to touch her feet?
Yeah, I've given that up too. She won't let me touch them,
It
so
brought him such joy.
So you know what? I'm giving up on
See,
that.
and I was going to be nice on the second half
Oh,
and
really?
surprise
Yeah,
him,
she
but
talked
look,
about it earlier.
Oh yeah, sure.
And you just blew it again.
Oh,
You're
sure.
good at this.
Oh sure.
I did. I talked about it earlier.
We were talking about, and she
I
said,
mentioned her feet
Oh.
look swollen, and then she's like, well, maybe Max will.
I will.
rub 'em."
I'll rub them if you want me to, but if you don't want me to, then
man, he spins quick, doesn't he?
No, I didn't. I never mean that shit when I say it. By the way, I'm serious.
know.
When I say
We know.
when I say the troll feet shit, I never mean
know that.
I'm not being serious. Oh, but by the way, yeah, the driver goes, yeah, you have a secret admirer in your complex, and I'm like,
That's right.
oh yeah, and I said, yeah, I know, and she goes, yeah, but she likes you, and I'm like, and you just,
Right.
So what is it about her you don't like?
I'm just not into her.
You talked to her, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
just not into her. She just seems.
I've met people that I'm not into.
Well,
I
sure.
don't
and
have
you
like
really-
a specific reason.
Right.
I can't like make a list of he does this
Well, I
and
just
this.
wondered
Right.
if there was
It's just
something.
like,
No,
I'm not
just-
feeling
they're
it.
just not-
There's no
Yeah.
chemistry.
Yeah, they're
yeah,
not grabbing
just
me
not
for whatever
feeling
reason.
whatever it is. It's just not there.
I think
Right.
it's more frustrating for you because it's almost like people feel like they feel obligated to hook you up because you're blonde.
Right, like, oh, you
Right.
can't meet women.
Yeah.
Which, oh, by the way, I do have an SMJ later, and yes, it is an SMJ. So.
A real one, right?
Oh yeah,
Uh-huh.
it's an SMJ. So, what was I going to say about
Unless he's giving you his eyeballs, I don't want to hear it.
that? Well, this is kind of in the neighborhood.
Oh,
Well, not really in the. It was just kind of something, a comment that was made. It was kind of funny. Actually, 2 comments. But what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. See, I thought you guys were saying that I gave her my phone number, and that was creepy. And I'm like thinking, well, that's
Why would you giving your phone number be creepy?
I don't know.
If you're going to communicate with somebody, they need to have your phone
yeah.
number.
Right. Well, and being a blind person too. Oh, you know what? There are some people that would say that. Well, that's too creepy. That's weird. All of a sudden, and it's like, no. In my case, I need to hear a voice. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's not
Even
creepy.
if you're not blind,
not
if you
blind.
want someone to
It's like-
call you, you got to give them your number.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. If I want somebody to contact me, I got to say, hey, here's my number.
And everybody
Right.
wants to text everything through or email it.
Right.
Like, hey, call me sometime. Here's my number, and
Right.
leave
Right.
it. Leave it at that.
Yeah, creeper.
But no, yeah, it's pushy, I guess, not creepy.
It may have been a little pushy, and we'll see. Like I said, if I don't hear back, I don't hear back. It's just what it is.
Yeah, no
It's
biggie.
life, man.
what it
happens.
is.
It's not the first time. you guys know that.
That's true. And hey, look, we'll all have more of our share just right down that road. It happens.
Oh yeah, but and all we can do is say, how come the bitches we want don't want us? And so on and so forth, right?
And so forth.
And the ones we do are the ones we don't want. Oh, and by the way, you did mention the one that wanted to introduce me to her kids and all that stuff like that. We still talk, right?
I know now.
Yeah, we still talk. And as a matter of
Talk
fact,
or have phone sex?
well, we had phone sex about a week ago.
Is there any numbers
Actually-
over there? Because if it is, it's probably one that's listening.
Well, that's all right.
2 viewers.
All right. Well,
Hey, phone sex chick.
but
Yeah.
when we talk, there's no secret to that. We've talked. We've had phone sex.
You can give us a call.
Yeah, you can.
Right.
702-609-7626.
And if you want to
Yes.
block it, tell her how to do it, Max.
Yeah,
That's right. That's
How
right.
to
All right,
block our
ready?
number.
Oh man, I've been waiting to get this one out for a while. What you do is you dial *67 and then
What?
the 10-digit number.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Blew my mind.
Man, that's the shit. Huh?
Wow.
Shit, I got to get my commercials lined
Oh
up.
yeah, you better get that rolling here pretty soon, huh? But yeah, no, I don't mean to scare her or do anything like that or be a pain in anyone's ass.
We know you meant to scare the hell out of her.
That's what I did. That's what I was doing.
You know what? I'm proud of you for reeling it back because what you
I
really
am.
wanted to say in that message is you are a fucking slut and you need to fucking call me or choke on a dick and get raped.
Wow, damn.
That's it.
I don't feel that way, man.
No, I know you
I don't feel that way.
But he liked it.
I thought
yeah,
it was
he's like,
funny.
ooh, wait,
I
let
thought it
me
was
save
cool.
that for later.
And maybe I will use it on
I
somebody in the
told
future.
ya.
But for now, I mean, hey, there's people that message.
Like, you know what, whore? I got a fucking radio show, bitch.
I'm gonna talk about you.
How the fuck do you not call me? You not call me?
You don't want
Are
me?
you out of your fucking mind?
Oh wow. No, I don't know. Well, like I said, it's whatever. Whatever will be, man.
Sriracha.
Can't fucking change it. I mean, yeah, I'd love to hear from her, but if I don't, such is fucking life, man.
She can get raped.
In the ass.
Oh, there we go.
Don't forget the ass.
With
In
a
the ass.
dildo.
Vibaton.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm back.
Maybe with
blood
an
a week.
with an AK, you get raped with an AK barrel. Yeah.
Ow. Damn, that's really harsh.
And pull the trigger when it's all the way up in.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, you know that Brother Lynch lyric where he says, "Where niggas load nines and barrel fuck a slut."
Oh yeah, I know that
You
one.
know that one,
Yeah,
don't
oh,
you,
yeah,
Jerk?
yeah, I
We've
gotta-
all heard that one,
Yeah.
right?
I love Brother Lynch.
Yeah, Brother Lynch is good, huh?
Wow.
Yeah, he is.
So.
They don't know about Brother
No, they
No,
don't.
and I don't
You
care
guys
to.
don't know about him.
No, and I don't care to.
That's right. What do you
I don't
think?
care to. I got a tiny little backpack.
Ooh.
Oh, damn.
With the
Taking
100
a little
zippers.
dig. Look at her
Oh,
go.
fuck.
Ah.
Damn. Fight.
Fight.
The AK just
She's
I
got
will
100
always
zippers there,
win.
too.
I got
the AK
100
just pulled the
zippers.
trigger, man.
I know,
It's
I went
50
off.
zippers. See, you went 52 minutes.
50 zipper. Was that 50 Shades of Grey?
50
zippers
zippers
of
on my
man?
backpack.
50 Shades of Grey is fucking tame. Please, I'm tired of hearing about that shit.
You want to read some hardcore porn. I got a hardcore story for you.
Oh, yeah? All right, that's a good one. We'll be right back, bitches.
What up, though? It's the undeniable JT Money, a.k.a. the Bitchizer. And you tuned in to Stim Radio with Maxwell Silverhammer and GJ the Jerkman. Heavy that. And guess what? They hate hoes almost as much as I do. So don't sleep on these cats. And speaking of sleeping, don't forget to check out my new single, Hustling, from my new project, Morning Wood. It's going down heavy, baby. And speaking of being out, I'm out like a busted traffic like you already know. Get him, Jay!
Answer me this. When did having a lot of YouTube hits and hella MySpace friends begin to determine whether a rapper has good music or not? Let's be serious. You wouldn't trust half of these people to wash your car or your dog. But you gonna let these people determine what music you listen to? That's crazy. You gotta be a leader, man, not a follower. And check out that classic album by your boy Black Ice, 5.0 Reasons, 10th Anniversary, 1998 to 2008. It's that classic Bay Area G-Funk and mob music. Sample the entire album at cdbaby.com, rhapsody.com, Napster, and iTunes. Or just Google your boy Black Ice. That's Y-A-B-O-Y, Black Ice.
He was a young white kid from the suburbs who had it all. Yo, Pops, when you gonna paint my motherfucking Bentley and shit? Sorry, son, I'll get to it. It's just been very hectic down at the office. But he wanted something more. Yo, I wish I could be a G, dog. He wanted to come from those mean streets and be a G like his compadres that he looked up to. Yo, man, if only I could have a GAC, dude. I'd bust the most caps out of any G. Then he met Jay Fucker on MySpace, where he learned to rock up that crack cocaine with the dopest of OGs from the street. Yo, we gonna hit the track right now. We gonna slang these hover rocks to these motherfucking fiends, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, dude, can I roll with you, dog? Can I roll in your 6'4"? It's a tale of urban struggle. Yo, you gotta do what you gotta do to survive out in this bitch, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, dude, I can dig it. It was a tale of romance. Hey, dog, you mind if we sleep in the same bed? Gerald Jisenbag and Harold Hardcock give it 2 thumbs up. It's Black Cock Down. Do you hate women that you can't fuck? Have you tried to rub your dick on some woman's foot and she turned you down?
What the fuck are you doing?
Well, if so, you need Game for the Mentally Lame. That's right. If you're a mental retard and women are trying to kill you with their Google Cheesy Leezy, then this is the book for you. That's right. Learn brand new pickup lines. Hey, baby, you hear my fake? Wanna hit on it?
No, I don't want to sit on your face, but I'd like to split your fucking lip.
Or you can also learn brand new ways of being smooth and romantic with the come-ons. Hey, how about we go have some choochie, and then after that, we can go to the rum runner.
Great, just what I've always wanted. My own drunken alcoholic retard. No thanks.
So see, the proof is in the tard. So get Game for the Mentally Lame for only $19.99 if you call now. Order Game for the Mentally Lame for all tards and those who can't quite get it.
If you're a fan of hip-hop and R&B, join me, the Bruh Ren, for a full non-stop hour of back-to-back slappers. Back-to-back slappers. Where the playlist spans from genres like R&B, soul. Hip-hop bangers like
5 sitting on 25 mil, I'm in the building and I'm feeling myself. Rest in peace, Mac Dre. I'ma do it for the bay, okay? Getting paid, we'll holler whenever that stop. My team good, we don't really need a mascot.
Classic throwbacks like.
Well, I'm peeping and I'm creeping and I'm creeping. But I damn near got caught, cause my beeper kept beeping. Now it's time for me to make my impression felt. So sit back, relax, and strap on your seatbelt. You've never been on a ride like this before.
Every Friday night at 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And Saturday at midnight Eastern Standard Time. Only on the Tough Love Show on JNJ.FM.
At last, the wait's finally over. Be Sick returns from a long hiatus with a brand new album entitled Mr. Zero Tolerance.
Available for digital download only.
Be Sick's no punches pulled approach on the mic gives listeners what they want, as well as gives the rap game a well-deserved kick in the ass. With such hard-hitting gems as the title track, Mr. Zero Tolerance.
Mr. Zero fucking tolerance, fakes at your front. My tongue's replacing the gun. My toleration is none. Fucking buster and a bitch.
Or the laid-back, fun-filled street anthem entitled Change of Pace, featuring Ghost.
This is something to bump as a gift to the haters. So turn it up loud just to piss off your neighbors. And if you out rolling, you be getting a ticket. And if you
Straight to
hollering
the
at a
guts,
broad,
blind
you
to
be
the
getting
facts.
digits. Blind to the facts that your mind's in a trap. Blind to the facts that with time we adapt. Blind to the facts of what you don't understand. Blind to the facts by the media scans. Blind to the facts of what you read in a book. Blind to the facts of
Download your copy today of Mr. Zero Tolerance from www.cdbaby.com or go to www.cdbaby.com/cd/bsick2. Download your copy today. Keep the realness in the rap game.
We are anonymous, and you're listening to Maxwell Silverhammer
Fuck that guy.
and DJ Jerkman,
Yeah, fuck that guy too.
only on STEM Radio.
Damn, this shit really hurts me.
Oh, yes, bitches. Welcome back to the shit that fucking irks me. So, Jerkman, you guys were having a conversation today about, us having, like, say an emergency happened and we'd all have to bug out, so to speak.
And we all talked about we'd pick each other up but I was thinking last night, I thought, what would all of our roles be? Because, whenever you see these movies and stuff, everybody's got this little thing that they do, and usually the ones that
They
don't have
contribute
anything contribute dead, they're always dead in the movie sometime.
Right, they just can't bring anything to the table.
Yeah,
for
so
whatever
I was
reason.
trying to think of what our purpose would be in this whole thing and how we would help each other survive.
Gotcha, okay.
So we were talking about it, and we thought that it would be a good idea if we don't say what we thought we would contribute, we would
Right.
have everybody else say what they thought
Oh.
we could contribute to it.
Okay, so
So
in other words, like, I would say what I would contribute, and you would say what you
No,
contribute?
you would go around and say what you think each of us.
Oh, each of us would give.
contribute.
Yeah.
Right, what you think Jerkman
What
would
our
give, what
specialty
AK would
be,
give,
what
what
our
I
area
would.
of expertise is.
Hmm.
Like we won't have you go
You know-
first, so you can get an idea if you don't understand.
Maybe you guys go first, and then I'll pick it up from you.
So Jerkman.
Oh, I get to go first? Great.
Yes. Sure.
Okay. Like I said, I thought that Ocelot would bring in certain things to play, which would be some medical information that we may need. Because I don't know everything, obviously. I don't think AK does. I mean, she probably knows a little bit, but I think that Ocelot would probably know a little bit more than that. Enough to help us out. Like, hey, maybe don't eat that mushroom or eat this, or if something happened, here's what helps with an infection or whatever.
Right.
So, and I thought that that AK, I mean, she could do a couple different things. First of all, she can read people pretty good. So if she's reading people, you need someone like that around, because if someone's misjudging somebody and they're there to bonk you on the fucking head or shoot your ass dead and take all your stuff.
Right. Is it somebody that's an ally, or is it somebody
Right.
that's
And help analyze the things that are going on around us to help calm people down that are going to freak the fuck out.
Okay.
And then I thought of you.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And I started thinking, what would Max contribute to this? You got a shotgun? You've got some tuna.
I got food.
You got some food
And water.
You got water, but then I sat and thought about this, and I thought, the best thing that you could contribute to would be maybe like being some sort of, like you throw a skunk in a hole.
Oh,
to
great.
fish things out. I thought maybe we could feed you, right? And
Uh-huh.
we could use you if there's ever a breach in the fort we may build or whatever. We could feed you and turn you around and light your ass on fire to blow at people. Use you like a human
Yeah.
torch or something.
Oh, yeah, that's great. See, I thought you were being serious, but because at first I was like, okay.
Well, we are being serious, but we were trying to come up with areas of
Right.
kind of responsibility.
Well, I would think, all bullshit aside, here's what I would think. I think he's right with Ocelot doing the medical stuff, because, you do have a background in medicine. And, yep, AK is very good at, as far as, like, telling if somebody's, for real, telling the truth or whatever. But also I think AK might do some leadership stuff, too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could see her leading.
You think she'd be the leader?
Thank you.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
Yeah, I can see AK.
Oh.
Yeah, I can see
I
AK.
do take charge in situations.
Yeah, I do
And
see-
I remain very calm and.
Because I bet you if some crazy shit went down, AK would get real serious and then be like, okay, here's what's going on. You go here, you do this, da da da. Da.
Right.
So I could see you know.
Okay, I can see that. Yeah.
So yeah, I could see AK doing some leadership stuff too. And Jerkman.
Yeah, here we go. Go ahead.
No, actually, let me think. For something that Jerkman might do. Well, obviously you do have, that not just like the technical wherewithal, but like maybe building. If we got to build some kind of shelter or some shit like that.
Okay.
Like you would know how to do that.
I would be the guy to throw things together.
Yeah, you slap shit together.
Rig things.
Yeah, like kind of a MacGyver type guy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what I would think.
Okay.
So anybody else have any?
Okay, AK.
Yeah, I agree that Ocelot would definitely have the medical side. She's also very nurturing, though, as much as she doesn't like to admit it.
Or as much as she tries not to act it.
Yeah, she has that nurturing side that, where if, we're depressed or it's not worth it anymore, I don't feel like going on, she has this way about her that makes things seem okay. Like, it is going to be okay.
That is true. Yeah.
That's true.
And that's important.
I didn't really think about that, but it is. Yeah.
She, if you're sick, she'll bring you the soup, stuff
Right.
like that. And that's important to feel nurtured in situations where you feel like all is lost.
What's so funny, though, is every time you say that, she rolls her eyes or she makes this face, but she knows it's true.
I know.
Yeah. What's that supposed to mean? That's not true.
But she also, her and I both, we have this, tough side as well. So if we got to go to war, then we'll be fucking ready, you know. Right. You don't have to worry about her not picking up that gun. Most women are, I don't want to touch it. I don't want to kill anybody. I just want everybody to get along.
Break their neck.
And that's not going to fucking work. Yeah, George, who's George? Jerkman. Jerkman, yeah, he's got, tech savvy, so we're going to be able to use him for a lot of things, fixing shit that goes wrong, figuring out why it's going wrong, put it together. And like I said earlier, he's a man, so and that's not to be sexist, but in situations like this, we're going to need firewood, we're going to need someone to carry heavier loads, hunt, stuff like that. And with you, I mean, I think you're willing to pitch in any way that you can. So there wouldn't be, if we needed something to get done and you could do it, you're going to pitch in.
Right.
You're going to help out. You're going to take care of the stuff, that you can. We don't have to ask you. We're not going to have to be like, constantly directing you around. If you know something needs to get done, you're going to do it while maybe, a couple of us are out here chopping wood. You're going to go ahead, and start putting together some other stuff.
Right.
So I think you have, and as crazy as it sounds, we would have to be careful with it, but a lot of people tend to have, and this is if it just got down to it, survival of the fittest, okay?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people have sympathy for people who are in need or seem stranded or seem like
be your
they
sympathy
can't,
card.
yeah, like they can't, they need help. And then so you'll be out there pretending like you can't get around because you're blind, and then bam, we ambush them and take their shit and we're out.
Wow.
Right.
That's the funny shit, the shit that people come up with for me. I guess I'm not very survival. What's the word I'm looking for?
Well, nobody knows if they truly are until it would have to
until you're
happen.
there.
Until you're there. Yeah, that's true.
Exactly.
What about you, Ocelot? What do you think?
But I think also, I'm not done. I think
I'm sorry.
also, like, because as hard-headed as you are with your own stuff, you're very open-minded with other people's stuff. So if, say, me and Jerkman are in an argument, you could be like a mediator because you do hear both sides and you give your honest opinion about the situation. You don't sugarcoat it or take one person's side and, go with them. So you could, calm down a situation very quickly. And, like, this is, I get his point for this and I get your point for that. And then, both of us can be like, okay, that makes sense. We both have valid points.
Right.
And that is essential.
Okay. And Ocelot, what would be yours?
Okay, so I agree that Jerkman definitely is our tech guy. Communications, help that basic setup as things go on. I think he's definitely would be the one that we would all use in that respect to get everything together.
He's a verbal communicator too.
Yes.
So he can make negotiations.
He is. He can also lighten things up when things get too
Right.
serious and too hard. He's
Yeah.
got that
Yeah, that's true.
built-in
Right.
sense of humor that can come out and
Take
help.
something
Because
fucked
if
up
we
and make
need-
it really.
Yeah, if we need to do some trading, he's
Right.
good at negotiating. As where I'm going to be
spinning.
like, this is how it's going to go. You're going to give me this,
Right.
this, and that.
I want A,
with
B,
the
I
gun,
want
with
A
the
through
gun
Z.
to their fucking
Right.
head.
Right.
You'll get your kid when you give me your shit, bitch.
Right, exactly. And Jerkman's definitely out of us, I would say definitely much more calmer when it comes to that approach and
Right.
able to negotiate much better.
Yeah.
So I think he's definitely, as far as his value, it's got that big wide range,
Right.
which would be very beneficial. AK, you know, she's a lot like me in the respect that she does like to play with that little hard shell and make everybody think that's more of what's there. There is that softer side to her, and yeah, see, talk about me rolling
I know.
my eyes.
She did the same exact thing.
You
I
know.
I look at
Same
a little
thing.
shit-ass grin on her face, too, now.
Exactly.
And she turns away so we can't see while she drinks.
You know, I think that AK can do what needs to get done, which means getting out there and taking care of things. But I think she also has a great aspect as far as the psychological aspect.
Right.
And being able not only to read people, but approach people in a manner and let them know what needs to be done and help them through some things that maybe they're not willing to deal with in the middle of all this that's going on that has to be dealt with.
Right. Right.
You know, and Maxwell, for you, you're right. He's a pitch-in kind of guy. You're gonna pitch in and help. I know, especially things like children and so forth are not your forte. However,
Right.
while people are out getting firewood and setting things up, I could still see you as that guy that's like keeping the kids in one place.
You're right, he still would do it.
Keeping-
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Keeping things going, you know, putting the kids to use. I could see you putting them to work easily. Get that table set up, you know, we're going to set up things so that when they make dinner, we got meals. I can see you pushing people in that direction.
Right. Right.
And helping them along that way.
It's kind of funny because for you guys, I noticed when you come to me, it is kind of difficult. You know,
It is. It's not being cited.
Right.
It's a much harder thing.
Right.
You won't
know?
be vulture pooed, though.
Yeah, well, yeah, I know. I know
That's
that.
it. You know, and as far as using you for bait, I'm all for it. I
Oh, yeah?
mean, stick you out there with your cane, let you wander around, bring them out.
But I also said that about AK. We could use
Right.
her for bait, too. I mean,
Yeah,
go-
Exactly.
You're like, oh, we'll just send AK out there to
I
distract
like
them.
I like how right away I'll be the bumbling guy that
That's right.
they're
You're
like
gonna pretend to be.
Yeah.
That's right.
yeah I don't
Just
know
long enough so I can shoot them in the head and take what we need, and we're good.
right. Well, I don't know if I could do the bumbling part though.
You could.
You could.
Think so?
If you had to, I believe you
I think you could put that act out there very well. Again, saying
But
it's an act.
I honestly believe that in a situation like that, I feel like Max would be the first one to sense something off.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
he can't see, he would have to be extremely aware of surroundings he's not used to.
Right.
And
Right.
he can hear things and sense things before we could. And I think that would be
Senses would be much more
extremely
heightened.
invaluable. Yeah.
Interesting. Well, that's very good input. Interesting input.
You know, I think like I said, I think we all have very good things that we bring to the table.
Right.
And very unique skills and talents that would definitely benefit all of us.
help our survival, maybe.
Well, and
Exactly.
see, and you know, like there are certain people that would just be downright useless.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
I can think of a couple.
I can too.
Mhm.
Not just one, but a couple.
What would we do in a situation like that, though? Supposing we're all together, okay, and we pick up somebody we do know just by accident or whatever, but we know they're totally useless to us, and they would maybe slow us down or drag us down. Would we leave them behind?
You must go.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
survival.
I mean, if we would have to decide as a group,
Right.
But you would have to understand that my mentality would be, you must go.
Yeah.
Right.
And I would have to agree with that because obviously if they're slowing us down, or hindering us in some way, then yeah, we
Well, see,
probably
and,
should.
And there's where you guys would have to help me because you know me. I'd be like, oh, I'll figure out a way.
Yeah.
We'll get you in there.
Well, and maybe that's another thing that Jerkman would contribute, like as far as his sympathetic nature.
Right.
He would
you
keep
know.
a shred of humanity in us.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because
he would give us that balance. That
remember,
yeah, obviously.
remember we had the conversation about eating. Would you eat,
Right.
the
Yeah.
person, and if you had to, and Jerkman's like, no way, I wouldn't kill that person. I
Right.
wouldn't, So
where we'd all just cut it up and tell Jerkman it was chicken.
Yeah, thanks.
Just be like, here, man, here, have a chicken
If
bone.
we came,
it's
yeah,
a
if
little
we
big.
came to a situation where the individual was hindering us, if I for a second believe that you may get me killed, I am ditching you.
Yeah. I
can't do it.
I gotta agree with that.
What if one of us gets hurt during this?
I will carry you on my back out of there.
Okay.
Hmm.
That's fair.
Okay.
I would
If you
do the
got
same.
hurt, yes.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
if you're not able to pull your own, that's
But if you're
another
not pulling
story.
your own and you're making
Well, no,
mistakes and you're fucking up and you're breaching our security protocol
So-
and all that shit, you gotta
Well,
go.
then
So
you're done,
stupidity is one thing. Yeah, that
Right.
makes-
If you can't, if you don't have a survivor mentality, then you cannot be in our crew.
Right.
Now, if we're in the middle of, doing an ambush and you get hurt, am I going to leave? No, I'm going to drag your ass with me.
Okay, that's what I was asking.
We're going
Right.
to get you there, and then hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, we're not going to step over you and say, hey, sorry,
See ya, sucker.
bye.
Is it moving on its own?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, the cursor?
Let me check that.
Yeah. Yeah, so really cool shit. Actually, speaking, you mentioned mediation. Did I tell you guys about the two coworkers I have that can't get along?
Yeah.
Well, tomorrow I got to do an event with both of them.
Oh, is this the one you were talking
Yep,
about, the event that
this-
was up and coming
This
and
is
so
the
forth?
up and coming event. Yes.
Okay.
So this should be interesting. I hope that they can behave themselves tomorrow. Or you know what I could see them doing though? Both bitching about each other after the event. You know what I'm saying?
See, and I would just simply say, y'all can't get along, then you know what? Pack up your crap and go.
Well, the one I can tell him that. The other one I can't because she's not under me. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
But-
that's right. That's right.
But she's in a different department.
Yes.
But at the same time, that's when I would say, all right, you two fucking need to start being adults. If you had a problem with
Right.
each other, you need to talk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's what unfortunately, that is exactly what you will have to do, is you're going to have to be the adult and say, it's time for you to grow up.
It's just crazy because, this person, the main person, it's not my assistant. And I'm not just saying that because he's my assistant.
No, I understand what you mean.
It's the other person.
You're bipartisan, so I can see you easily looking at it from both sides.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And no, it's definitely the older person.
Yeah.
And it's just funny to me that I'm telling this older person to be the bigger person. I'm
Right.
telling them to be an adult.
Hey,
you know?
that's the one thing I've learned, is it doesn't matter how old you are. There are some people that it just point blank, they are not going to ever be mature enough to understand.
It's weird. It's just funny, being able, schooling people that are,
right.
20, 30 years older than you.
Yeah.
You know?
And I've had to do it
Actually-
before. It's like, really? Are you kidding me?
Do you guys, can you guys turn your mic off? Because we can hear you over there. Sorry. But, yeah, it was, sorry, I didn't mean to be bitchy about it. I hope I didn't come across that way. But no, it's just funny, yeah, because you're, talking to these people
right.
like 2-year-olds, and you're going, man, you're older than me. And
you should have this down by now. Come on.
what's funny is, and her thing is, oh, I don't need to. I got, I'm over him.
I'm better than he is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the mentality that people have to lose, because as long as you keep thinking I'm better or I'm bigger, therefore you must bow down, you're not ever going to get anywhere.
That's exactly. Well, I'll tell you the biggest, and I've seen this before. I think the people that have the most trouble is those who were supervisors at one time and can't leave that role.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, and there are two different types of supervisors. You're talking about the type of supervisor that was, I am the boss, and you're going to do what I say because I'm the boss.
Yeah.
And then there's the supervisors, and these are the ones that usually have the easier time, that were the, yes, I'm your boss. However,
right.
I'm going to work with you to help you do what you need to do.
Right.
And we're going to partner together.
Exactly.
Those are the ones who usually have the easier time.
Yes, exactly.
Making that transition.
Well, because there was another lady I worked with years ago, and she used to be my boss. And then they moved her into another position.
Right.
And so all of a sudden she had a supervisor. And she was not having an easy, because she was trying to be the supervisor in our office. And, a few times it caused some friction, especially with other coworkers. And so her supervisors came down on her ass, and it was a real difficult time for her. And I could, it's like, wow.
Right, exactly. Oh, and believe me, and I do understand, being that, I have that managerial background.
Right.
And the position that I'm in now, where my particular manager is not only younger than me, I mean, young enough to be my child.
Is this? Are you still at the same place?
At the convenience store, yes.
Okay, I thought maybe by
Yeah.
chance you got a new job.
No,
or
I
something.
wish.
Oh shit. Okay.
But it's one of those things that there are still times that, now there isn't a problem with it. Don't get me wrong, but I have to remind myself, you're not the boss.
Yeah.
You need to just chill out, relax. This is not your problem.
Right. Even if you see something and you know
Right.
what needs to be done, but
Right.
at the same time you're like, okay, here.
This is not my responsibility.
Yep.
You know, there are some things that I'll say, hey, I have a suggestion.
Right.
This may work for you. It's something I've tried in the past, but you either take it or leave it. That's fine. That's up to you.
Right.
It's about taking that step back. And there are a lot of people who have a real hard time doing that. And as a human, anybody who's been in there, you have a hard time remembering to step back.
That's yeah, and especially like you said earlier, those who really pimp out their position as a supervisor.
Right.
You know, they're like, I am the boss. God damn it.
Exactly. I'm the boss. Therefore, you're going to do what I'm saying. Those are the ones that have the really hard time.
Oh yeah, and these two people, two
Yep.
separate people from that I don't believe they even know each other, but
They had that dislike,
They
that
were-
innate dislike.
yeah, they were those same kind of people who just don't, and they
Right.
don't get along with their current supervisors. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And that's kind of how this other person is that I was just telling you about.
Right.
you
It's
know.
going to be an interesting day for you tomorrow.
Oh, it's going to be a long day. I get there at 9 and it ends at 3.
Oh,
so
yeah. It's going to be a very long day for you tomorrow.
I know. Oh, it's going to be tense, and they're not going to be able to.
Yeah. The only thing you can hope for is that maybe, at least one is grown up enough to be able just to pull back and deal with it a little better so that it's not just that double-sided,
Yeah.
attack mode.
Well, see, and with my assistant, he's fine. But the thing is, I know he gets where he actually is the opposite. He's the avoider, so he'll
okay.
shrink away, and that's gonna really suck because I'm not
Because then you're the one that has to step in.
right and try to
yeah.
make us look alive. Come on, guys,
Right.
we're at a fucking event here. We're in the public.
That's right.
And I'm not trying to say that I'm going to run this shit. But,
No.
it's definitely something that I'm like.
You're aware that you're going to have to pick up the pace a little bit to kind of step in,
Right.
if need be,
Right.
and be that kind of voice of reason during that period.
And I'm hoping, having said all this, that usually when I worry about something, it, sort of doesn't turn out that way at all.
Right.
It turns
The-
out good.
The opposite happens, and hey, for whatever reason, they did just fine during the whole day.
Right. And I'm hoping that's going to be what happens. But I'm always expecting the worst.
Yeah, I mean, hey, prepare for the worst, but, hope for the best. And it may be that maybe they'll just both ignore each other and do what they got to do.
That would be fine.
Exactly. I mean, it would get them through the day.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I guess we'll see. I'll have to give you guys a full report.
I know. I'm waiting to hear.
And I'll let you know how it all
So
went down.
a Saturday show all day, huh?
Saturday event, man. Well,
Wow.
But that's what I do, though. Those table events and stuff.
Yeah, I know. I'm just unusual. Usually they're like during the week for you, so I was.
Most of the time, yeah. But we
Yeah.
do have, especially now in the fall. As a matter of fact,
Oh.
fall is a big. What they've done, and this is what's so fucked up about October, is a lot of events were scheduled on the same day. So there's another event that would have been great for us.
Right.
That's tomorrow as well, but we've already committed to this.
Right.
And normally I would just what I did last weekend is I sent him to one event and
Right.
I went to an event by myself, but I couldn't do that.
Not this time.
No, because this thing is at a real big ass school, and the other one is at a real big ass park. So they're both outside.
Oh, wow.
And it's just gonna, I'm gonna need assistance either way
Right.
to slice it.
Yeah, exactly. It's unfamiliar territory,
Yeah.
so yeah.
Like if it was inside a building, like in a gym or something.
Where you could technically kind of find your way around a little easier.
Right, exactly. But since it's outside, and that's just gonna be a pain in the ass. So.
Yeah, just a little bit.
So that's why I was like, this is what we're gonna have to do. So.
Oh, wow.
Fuck, man, crazy.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting day.
Oh yeah.
I'll be thinking about you while I'm at work because I got to go to work.
Well, you'll be
tomorrow
working
myself.
too, I guess, huh?
Yep.
So, man.
Hey, I had this whole last week. I got no days off.
Wow. Straight through, huh?
Yep. Looking forward to getting a day off this next week. I hope.
Shit. Man, that's tough. Can they actually do that? Can they make you work a full week with no days off?
No, I mean no, but I don't. I need the money, obviously. So I'm not complaining about it. It
Right.
just, but you know how it goes. You get towards the end of this, like, wow, didn't realize I'm just that tired.
Right. And you're going, oh man, fuck. And then-
Exactly.
Well, that's it too. People do spread themselves way too thin sometimes.
Well, it does, and you know, unfortunately, you got to
But
do what you got to do because
for
you,
you,
need that
for
coverage.
money.
Yeah.
If for in this case.
They need the coverage, and yes, and I obviously need the money because my funds are extremely limited, obviously.
Right.
You know, so you do what you got to do.
Damn, that's just a tough double-edged
Yeah.
sword. I guess having said that, you know, you guys with all your problems and shit, and then I come in here and my big problem is, well, the girls I want don't want me.
That's why we just look at you. What you don't know is we just point and laugh.
I'm sure you do. But hey, it's about time for a commercial, or
It's gonna be just a minute.
Okay.
You know, we're getting there.
All right.
Uh-oh. Yeah, we had a technical issue had to be dealt with.
Ass ram sandwich. But you know, it's been a weird night. My computer was doing some weird shit before I left home. But you know what I think happened? And I don't. Jerkman, you're 1-7 here, aren't you? No. Oh, it's 8.1. Okay, never mind. There was an update that downloaded the other day.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't. It kept saying that it did. And I got it at work too. One at home and one at work, and it said the same thing. Windows could not install a crucial update or something like that. And so I did it again. I did it manually.
Right.
And got it to download, and then it seemed to work. But I think it's a fuck date. You know, it's one of these things that they don't test before they put the fuck out.
Well, there's always bugs anytime there's an update.
Yeah,
you
I know. And they're probably going to have to come up with something new that's going to have to make the update be, you know, it's just one big pain in the ass. It's like, why don't you guys test these things before you just put the shit out? And then, you know.
Well, you got to think about, too, if they were to test everything to try to get all the bugs out, nothing would ever come out. You know, that's really, yes, we'd like it to be better, yeah, but nothing's ever going to come out and be perfect.
Well, it doesn't have to be perfect, but, I mean, some things are pretty,
Yeah.
you know, I think.
There are some things I look at and think, really? You put it out without checking to see if this worked? Are
Right.
you kidding?
It's such an oversight. I mean, okay, yeah, you're always going to have programs that aren't compatible and aren't going to work.
Right.
But, I mean, if you have something that's, you know, not compatible with a very common program that's pretty much on every machine, like, I don't know, Windows Media Player or something.
Right.
You know, and it plays hell with that. That's what was going on. I was listening to a CD, and my Windows Media Player was moving slow as fuck. And then, like, I was trying to shut it down. It wouldn't shut down. Finally, I did get it closed, but it was just, my computer was just ass slow. So I'm like, what's going on here?
Well, yeah, see, mine's been so bad. I think I'm actually going to have to hit up poor AK and have her check my system. It's been so bogged down. I know it needs an overhaul.
Oh, yeah, you're going to have to bring it to me. But in the meantime...
All right, bitches. We'll be right back.
Yee! What up, though? It's the undeniable JT Money, a.k.a. the Bitchizer, and you tuned in to Stim Radio with Maxwell Silverhammer and GJ the Jerk Man. Heavy that. And guess what? They hate hoes almost as much as I do, so don't sleep on these cats. And speaking of sleeping, don't forget to check out my new single, Hustling, from my new project, Morning Wood. It's going down heavy, baby. And speaking of being out, I'm out like a busted traffic light, you already know. Get him, Jay!
Answer me this. When did having a lot of YouTube hits and hella MySpace friends begin to determine whether a rapper has good music or not? Let's be serious. You wouldn't trust half of these people to wash your car or your dog. But you gonna let these people determine what music you listen to? That's crazy. You gotta be a leader, man, not a follower. And check out that classic album by your little boy Black Ice, 5.0 Reasons, 10th Anniversary, 1998 to 2008. It's that classic Bay Area G-Funk and mob music. Sample the entire album at cdbaby.com, rhapsody.com, Napster, and iTunes. Or just Google your boy Black Ice. That's Y-A-B-O-Y, Black Ice.
He was a young white kid from the suburbs who had it all. Yo, Pops, when you gonna paint my motherfucking Bentley and shit? Sorry, son, I'll get to it. It's just been very hectic down at the office. But he wanted something more. Yo, I wish I could be a G, dog. He wanted to come from those mean streets and be a G like his compadres that he looked up to. Yo, man, if only I could have a gag, dude. I'd bust the most caps out of any G. Then he met Jay Fucker on MySpace, where he learned to rock up that crack cocaine with the dopest of OGs from the street. Yo, we gonna hit the track right now. We gotta slang these hover rocks to these motherfucking fiends, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, dude, can I roll with you, dog? Can I roll in your 6'4"? It's a tale of urban struggle. Yo, you gotta do what you gotta do to survive out in this bitch, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, dude, I can dig it, I can dig it. It was a tale of romance. Hey, dog, you mind if we sleep in the same bed? Gerald Jisenbag and Harold Hardcock give it 2 thumbs up. It's Black Cock Down. Do you hate women that you can't fuck? Have you tried to rub your dick on some woman's foot and she turned you down?
What the fuck are you doing?
Well, if so, you need Game for the Mentally Lame. That's right. If you're a mental retard and women are trying to kill you with their Google Cheesy Leezy, then this is the book for you. That's right. Learn brand new pickup lines. Hey, baby, you hear my fake? Wanna hear on it?
No, I don't want to sit on your face, but I'd like to split your fucking lip.
Or you can also learn brand new ways of being smooth and romantic with the come-ons. Hey, how about we go have some choochie, and then after that, we can go to the rum runner.
Great, just what I've always wanted, my own drunken alcoholic retard. No thanks.
So see, the proof is in the tard. So get Game for the Mentally Lame for only $19.99 if you call now. Order Game for the Mentally Lame for all tards and those who can't quite get it.
If you're a fan of hip-hop and R&B, join me, the Bruh Ren, for a full non-stop hour of back-to-back slappers. Back-to-back slappers. Where the playlist spans from genres like R&B, soul, hip-hop bangers like
25 sitting on 25 mil, I'm in the building and I'm feeling myself. Rest in peace, Mac Dre. I'ma do it for the bay, okay? Getting paid, we'll holler whenever that stop. My team good, we don't really need a mascot.
classic throwbacks like.
Well, I'm peeping and I'm creeping and I'm creeping, but I damn near got caught cause my beeper kept beeping. Now it's time for me to make my impression felt. So sit back, relax, and strap on your seatbelt. You've never been on a ride like this before.
Every Friday night at 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time and Saturday at midnight Eastern Standard Time. Only on the Tough Love Show on JNJ.FM.
At last, the wait's finally over. Be Sick returns from a long hiatus with a brand new album entitled Mr. Zero Tolerance.
Available for digital download only.
Be Sick's no punches pulled approach on the mic gives listeners what they want, as well as gives the rap game a well-deserved kick in the ass, with such hard-hitting gems as the title track, Mr. Zero Tolerance.
Mr. Zero fucking tolerance, you fakes at your butt. My tongue's replacing the gun. My toleration is none. Fuck a buster and a bitch.
Or the laid-back, fun-filled street anthem entitled Change of Pace, featuring Ghost.
This is something to bump as a gift to the haters. So turn it up loud just to piss off your neighbors. And if you out rolling, you be getting a ticket. And if you
Straight to the guts, blind to the facts.
Blind to the facts that your mind's in a trap. Blind to the facts that with time we adapt. Blind to the facts of what you don't understand. Blind to the facts by the media scams. Blind to the facts of what you read in a book. Blind to the facts of
Download your copy today of Mr. Zero Tolerance from www.cdbaby.com or go to www.cdbaby.com/cd/bsick2. Download your copy today. Keep the realness in the rap game.
We are anonymous, and you're listening to Maxwell Silverhammer
Fuck that guy.
and DJ Jerkman,
Yeah, fuck that guy too.
only on STEM Radio.
Damn, this shit really hurts me.
Stim Radio. Stim Radio. It's the shit that hurts me. When I see it's the shit that hurts me. The EJ. It's the shit that hurts me. Jimmy Black.
Oh yes, there we are. We were just outside and got distracted, but we're back in. So, all right, now I have an SMJ. I do. And
We do.
mm-hmm. We'll
Got
get.
some SMJs for you.
Okay, here we go.
Right.
All right, bitches.
So this is what we're gonna do, guys. See,
Maybe we'll have Jerkman do the music.
Save
We'll just
that blind man,
have
gotta
him do.
save him from danger.
Sure. Gotta save that blind man. Gotta save him from strangers. So it won't play? Okay, that's cool. All right. I'll just give the SMJ. Fuck it.
I had it.
Oh, you had it? You ready? There it goes.
There.
All right. Oh, yeah. Gotta save that blind man. Gotta save him from danger. Gotta save that blind man. Gotta save him from strangers. There you go. That was all right. Ocelot joined on this time.
That's right.
So here we go. It was actually the woman that gave me the massage today. Yeah, I went and got a massage. Not a happy massage, just a regular old massage that I won at one of my networking breakfasts. And so she was asking me about, because, I got some circulation issues in my feet and ankles and stuff. So she was asking me about the dots or spots on my ankles and feet and shit. And so I said, well, I got some circulation issues, whatever, I probably need to walk more. And she goes, yeah, do you walk much? I'm like, nah, not really. And, oh, shit, AK, you all right?
Oh, it wasn't me.
Oh, somebody banged their
It
knee.
was Ocelot.
Oh, it's Ocelot.
Yes.
Do you okay?
Yeah, I'll live.
Oh, okay. So she goes, yeah, well, do you have somebody you can walk with? And I said, well, no, not really. And she goes, well, why don't you call up the Blind Lions?
The what?
There is a group called the Blind Lions. It's a division of the Lions Club out here.
Okay.
But they're all blind. And I started laughing. I said, well, they're all blind. Why would I call them? And she goes, no, but there's people that volunteer with the Lions Club, with the Blind Lions. And I'm thinking, okay, so I'm going to call these people up and go, can you walk with me? You know what I'm saying? Like,
wow.
I'm going to call up and get a walking partner through the Blind Lions.
You want them to come walk you now?
Yeah, come walk me, please. So, yeah, that was one I thought was kind of, but it's just funny how right away she jumped to Blind Lions. It wasn't like, well, maybe there's a church, or maybe there's a meetup group, or maybe there's a, something like that. Instead, it was like, call the Blind Lions. They know your blind needs.
That's right. They can help you.
Yeah, it's just kind of funny how people think like every blind organization, like we got called. There was one time, I think I told you guys this. I got a call at work that it was some homeless organization, and someone blind happened to go in there, and they called us at work to see if we could help this guy. And I'm like,
seriously?
Yeah. And it's like, he's homeless. What are we going to do for him?
Oh, my
we can't help him. So, yeah, that was that. And then that was the one thing she said. Now, the other thing is when we're walking out, she's walking me out of the salon, and she goes, oh, watch out here. There's a chair. And then she stops, and she goes, oh, wait, that was probably the wrong thing to say to you, huh?
But at least she caught it.
Well, no, because she said watch out. The fact she used the word watch with me,
right,
she was like, oh, that was probably the wrong thing to say. And then you're like, okay.
See, and I guess my mind just doesn't go there, so I'm like, okay.
Right, because you don't even think about it, because it's so common, to say, watch out.
Right, exactly.
But for her, it's like you could tell she's watching every word she says, because she's that worked up about that.
And and you know me, I tend to forget. I'll send you a sticker and not think twice about it. It's like, okay.
I've had a few people do that, send stickers or post photos, and I'm like, what the fuck is that?
Exactly.
Actually, Jerkman does it a lot. He posts photos on my wall.
Well, that's it, because we expect you just to know. Come on.
Yeah, like, hey, well, what? Well, you didn't see the thing I put on your wall?
That's right. I put it on there. Why didn't you see it?
So really, I try not to get too worked up on that, but there are times where I'm like, God damn it, it's a photo. What the fuck you post a photo on my wall for?
Just for that, you know what I'm going to do, right?
Now you're going to post some shit on my wall.
That's right.
Maybe I shouldn't even acknowledge it. I'll just be like, it's there.
Oh, yeah, no. I'm going to put some crazy stuff.
Oh, yeah. Well, see, thank God, I do have something. I have that set up now to where I have to approve it before it goes on my timeline.
Oh, let me fix that for you.
Oh, no, that's okay. That's something that I'm going to leave alone and let be what it is.
No. That's not right. Let me fix that.
No. So speaking of computers and all that stuff, I was going to pay my Cox bill tonight. And so I was doing it over the phone outside here.
Right.
And my bill went up like $30.
Wow.
And I'm like, what the fuck? So I thought at first they were trying to bill me for this modem that I don't, the modem.
Right, and then returned equipment.
Right, exactly. Which I returned that thing like 2 weeks ago. So I'm going, no, something's wrong here. So I call them up. I actually talked to this chick. She sounded hot as fuck. Her name was Audra or something like that. And I said, hey, I was like, here's the deal. My bill's like $30 more bucks than it usually is. What's the haps? Well, it turns out when they sent me this modem, now they didn't say anything to let me know that for the wonderful privilege of being able to install my own modem, it's only $30.
Are you kidding me?
I swear to God. I was like, what? Okay, well, I was never told that. I said, no one ever stated that. I said I got an email that told me I was getting this modem for free and this is what was going to happen. And then, I said, and I even had to call customer service. You guys remember that,
right?
when something wasn't working right. Remember?
Yes.
And so I had to call customer service, and they were like, well, and they never told me anything about a $30. And apparently, if I couldn't do it myself and I needed an installer,
right,
they would charge me $60.
Really? Because my whole system was when I moved this last time was installed free.
Well, see, that's what's so fucked up. You don't, it's like normally, I think they just do what they want, pretty much.
As a matter of fact, they've had to come out and repair my box in my room.
Mm-hmm.
This is now the third time.
Oh, shit.
And I have never been charged. Matter of fact, this last time, they even replaced my box. They've replaced the living room box. They've now replaced my box in my room. And I've never been charged for any.
See, that was always my understanding. When you were a Cox customer, you were never charged for repairs, unless you did something.
Right. That was if it was their system. It was always supposed to be that it was their issue. If it was our system, something I did, say on my end, or that caused it, then yes, I would be responsible.
Sure. Right. Actually, it was funny. There was one time that because I broke a remote, I got pissed off and slammed it.
No.
You don't picture me doing that, do you?
Oh, yes, I do.
Oh, you were supposed to say no.
I know, but yes, I do.
So I got pissed off at the remote, and I broke the remote. Anyway, the remote still worked, but the front casing was broken on it.
Oh, okay.
So the guy, he had to come and fix my cable box later because my cable box was fucking up. And so I told him when I gave him the remote, I was like, hey, man, sorry about this remote, but I had a girlfriend get mad and throw it at me, and it broke. And he goes, oh, no problem. And I was like, I won't get charged, will I? He's like, no problem.
Wow.
And I'm like,
nice.
Oh, that's cool.
So all I have to say from now on is, hey,
the
ex came over, right? And he came over and broke it.
Being a complete asshole, and he threw the remote at me, and there it is.
That's it. Yeah. Wasn't my fault.
Yeah, they were cool to me on that one. But yeah, I don't know where they get this. All of a sudden, to just decide they want to charge you, $30. Who makes this executive decision?
Yeah, I like I said, I was surprised because mine, they've come out for multiple repairs and I didn't get charged. And, with my move, it was all a free install.
Yeah, that's what I always thought. Anytime you needed shit fixed, I never got. Although I did get charged when I had Cox Telephone. And they came out for something, and all of a sudden I get this bill, and I'm like, well, what the fuck is this for? And they're like, well, you had a repairman. And I'm like, no, but I have, the line guard thing or whatever that's supposed to make it where I don't get charged. And I love this too, but what she wound up doing, which was pretty cool for this chick, was with this charge now, the $30 charge that I didn't. She's like, so you didn't know about this at all? I said, no, the email never stated it. I said, I even had to call tech support for something when I was hooking up the modem. They never spoke about this $30 charge. So, no, I was not informed. I didn't find out until tonight when I called you when I was getting ready to pay my bill. So she's like, you know what? As a one-time courtesy, I love how they say that shit.
Yeah, but that's what they have to say.
Well, yeah, we're going to reverse it. But, obviously it's a bullshit charge if they're going to easily reverse it. If it was something, like if they had to do extra work, to turn that thing on.
Right, right.
And they really felt they deserved it, then they would say no, that this is what it is. That's the charge. Sorry, you've got to pay that.
Right.
And but
yeah,
obviously,
normally they'll reverse most of those charges. It's like, oh, if the customer calls in and says anything about it, they'll just automatically. Now, if you call in, if you have them out like 10 times and you call in every time, then they're not going to.
Right, exactly. Well, but what's shitty is, you know, and like I told the woman on the phone, you know, I don't mind paying for things. I'm not one of these people who's trying to
Right.
get out of paying for shit. You know, I think they think that we're just, you know, ungrateful little shits that fucking complain about every little fucking thing. But it's like, no, you know, I didn't know anything about this. If I knew up front, you know, okay, here's the $30 charge I'm going to get, then I would pay it and I would know what it was. But being that I called in and had no fucking clue.
Exactly. You would have expected it, planned for it, and known, okay, I'm going to have $30 extra due on this bill.
Right, but instead it just hit me, you know, and I'm like, whoa, wait a fucking minute. I'm not paying this until I know why, you know. So that's when, you know, and she took it off for me, so that was really cool. But although you'd probably get some assholes that wouldn't.
Yeah, although, like I said, most of them usually do right away. I'm just surprised. Like I said, they haven't. I got the move, came out, they did, because my install was like 3 TVs, the
damn.
phone, the internet, you know, along with my everything all set up and the whole 9 yards, and I didn't get charged.
Wow. You know, I think they just do shit at random. You know, like there's no rhyme or reason. They're just like, oh, let's just charge this guy.
Well, yeah, I mean, because they said, well, we'll send somebody out to install. I'm like, no, because I thought, I'm not paying.
Yeah.
You know, she's like, no, it's free. Yeah, and I'm like, okay, sure, if it's free, no problem. Let them come out and do it. That's one less thing I have to worry about.
And I never understood, because sometimes they're, you know, they don't charge. A lot of times that they've come out, they haven't charged. But there have been a few times where they've talked about charging me, or they'd have to charge if they did this. And
Yeah,
I'm
that's
just like, what kind of shit is that?
That's it. Like I said, they've been out. They've had to replace the main box, and because I got the new contour system when I moved.
Right.
And so they've had to replace the main box, and then like the box in my room has gone out now 3 times, and this last time they actually came out and had to replace the box. This time. What was interesting with this is it would just stop allowing me access to the DVR section.
Oh, wow.
And it wouldn't let me fast forward or rewind or anything. It would just stop. You know.
So
then when they fixed it, it still wouldn't let me into 2 different shows. It let me into every other show but 2 different shows on the DVR until just the other day it finally started letting me in.
That's weird.
It is. And it's like random. Like I said, it just like 2 shows out of all those that are recorded, 2 series that were being recorded, it wouldn't let me into any of those. If I went in to try to access them, it would get stuck on loading. I'd have to literally unplug and hard boot the box to be able to get back in and do anything on those. And
fucking pain in the ass, man.
Well, yeah. And then I thought the other night, oh hell, if it gets stuck, I'll just turn it off and deal with it in the morning. But I want to see. And went in and tried one, and it let me in. I'm like, oh, okay.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know why some of their equipment does the shit it does.
And like I said, it's a new contour system for our Cox cable.
Oh.
So it's their new system. So I know that there are bugs that are going to be in there.
See, that goes back to the shit I always say, though. Why put something out, you know, that doesn't work? You know,
well, I mean, I have to give them credit. Yes, I've had a little bit of issues, but overall it's been pretty good. And you got to realize that with these boxes, I can record over 1,000 hours. I can record up to 6 programs at one time, should I feel the need to.
Right.
And because I have 3 TVs, like the one in the living room that has the main box, if I'm recording 6, then I'd have to either watch something I'm recording or watch something previously recorded. But on the other 2 TVs, I can watch anything else I want, even though I'm recording 6 programs.
Oh.
So, like, I can record 6 things and view 2 other programs, so 8 things at a time.
Wow. That's just way too much for me.
Well, yeah, I mean,
know?
that's a lot. Don't get me wrong. I've never tested it, never used it.
Right.
I mean, because I don't. But the
it's
idea,
an option you have if you wanted to.
That, you know, I can do all of that should I need to.
You know, I wish they would make that, though, where it's audio somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can hear it speak or whatever. And I even asked, because I don't even have Cox TV anymore. It's all, I got DirecTV.
Right.
And you know, I got to say, everybody keeps saying, oh, you wait, they're going to fuck you, they're going to do this. But, you know, they've been pretty good.
Overall, I mean, because I worked for DirecTV for a while. Now, they have been bought out, so things have changed a little bit.
Right.
But I know that they used to be extremely customer-oriented. and work very hard for their customers. Now, I know they're not as customer-oriented as they used to be, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're bad. It just means that they weren't quite as much now as they were.
I mean, I haven't had too many problems with them, and they
Right.
seem willing to work with you. They're not like Cox. Cox will, I told you that's the reason I don't have Cox TV to begin with.
And what's so funny is Cox works with me. If I call in, they've worked with me every time.
How long have you been a customer of theirs?
5-6 years.
Okay. Yeah. See, and I was a customer for like 14 years. I mean, I
Right.
still have their internet, but I mean, they took a huge, with me at least.
Right.
They took a huge hit with me because I cut out the TV, I cut out the phone.
Right.
Only thing I
right.
have now is
Just
internet.
the internet, right?
Yeah.
And that's what I find interesting. Like I said, I don't really have a problem. I've called in, and yes, I've had a couple technical issues, but you're going to have that with any service.
Oh, yeah.
Any technology is what it is. There's issues that are going to occur.
Right.
You find have a lot less frustration calling in if people would just realize that and know that person on the other end of the phone is just doing their job. And don't start screaming and yelling about, oh, it's not. Give them a chance.
Well, I try, but when the person's a complete fucking bonehead.
No, and I'm not talking about when they're an idiot. You're going through and they're just not. But I would say in the beginning, for a lot of people, give them a chance to try and solve it.
Right.
Don't call in screaming and yelling and talking about, oh, your company sucks and blah, blah, blah. Give them a chance to try and fix it.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. I mean, I try to. I know I come off as a hard ass a lot of times, but, when all's said and done, I try to work with you until I find out I can't.
Right.
And then I'm like, okay.
Don't get me wrong. I've spoken to supervisors before.
Oh, yeah.
Where it's like, okay, and I'm usually, like I said, I'm very nice. Being that I come from that customer service field, it's like, I know you're doing your job, and I understand, but at this point, what I need to do is speak with a supervisor.
Right, because you can't help me.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like, and I do. And I tell them, I know you're doing your job. I get it, but I need to speak to a supervisor.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty crazy shit.
Yeah, it can, like I said, anybody who's ever worked in the customer service field, you'll find usually once they've done that, they're much more understanding and usually much nicer when they're on the phones talking to others.
Right, right.
And when you've never worked a job like that, it's hard to understand.
I mean, for me, I did a degree of it with what I do,
Right, but you're kind of a face-to-face. You do have some phone, but you know what I mean? You're not like a call center where you're getting
Right.
call after call after call.
Well, no, back in the day, it wasn't call after call after call, but we did get calls, about people's accounts with us and stuff like that.
Right, right.
So I used to do that stuff back in the day.
Yeah.
But now, that I'm not doing that anymore, now I'm doing the outreach part of it.
Right.
So, but I do understand, there are times when, your computer's acting a bitch, which is a real motherfucker, but you're right. When you get someone who's just irate, and it's kind of fucked up too when they don't understand the process.
Right.
And so they assume what the process is.
Exactly.
And I've
like
done
they
it
know
myself.
more. Like they know more than what you are telling them.
Right. And they're going, well, how could that be? And you're like, because this is how the system works.
Right. And you're saying, okay, I need you to go here and do this, and I'm going, no, but I'm doing da da da. And it's like, okay, and you're not understanding why it's not working. Well, because you're not following the guidelines. Things may have changed.
A lot of times you get drunk people, though. They call up, and they're just totally fucked up. So, of course, they're completely irrational, and they just want to argue.
Oh, there's always those here. They're not always drunk, dear.
guy,
Sometimes they just call up and they just want to argue.
Oh,
Period.
yeah. No, one particular person that I'm thinking of was completely fucking smashed.
Nice.
And he was just, you guys are a waste of fucking,
Yeah.
And,
I was working one New Year's Eve one time eons ago for a wireless company, and this person had their phone got shut off over New Year's Eve, and this was like, and the computer does it. What people don't understand is the computer will do it randomly. At any given time, the computer always schedules those things, and so it will shut them down as it updates throughout. And this one happened to happen, 1 or 2 a.m. or something on New Year's Day, I guess technically what it would be. And this customer, so their call gets redirected. What do you mean? And drunk as could be,
That's
slur and all. I'm like, oh my gosh, really?
That's the worst time to call customer service.
Oh yeah.
When you're fucking drunk.
Not to mention drunk or on something else. I always loved the one that was seeing butterflies.
Oh, wow.
When I get drunk,
That's what happens?
That's right.
We'll be right back, bitches.
Yee! What up, though? It's the undeniable JT Money, a.k.a. the Bitchizer, and you tuned in to Stim Radio with Maxwell Silverhammer and GJ the Jerk Man. Heavy that. And guess what? They hate hoes almost as much as I do, so don't sleep on these cats. And speaking of sleeping, don't forget to check out my new single, Hustling, from my new project, Morning Wood. It's going down heavy, baby. And speaking of being out, I'm out like a busted traffic, like you already know. Get him, Jay!
Answer me this. When did having a lot of YouTube hits and hella MySpace friends begin to determine whether a rapper has good music or not? Let's be serious. You wouldn't trust half of these people to wash your car or your dog. But you gonna let these people determine what music you listen to? That's crazy. You gotta be a leader, man, not a follower. And check out that classic album by your boy Black Ice, 5.0 Reasons, 10th Anniversary, 1998 to 2008. It's that classic Bay Area G-Funk and mob blues. Sample the entire album at cdbaby.com, rhapsody.com, Napster, and iTunes. Or just Google your boy Black Ice. That's Y-A-B-O-Y, Black Ice.
He was a young white kid from the suburbs who had it all. Yo, Pops, when you gonna paint my motherfucking Bentley and shit? Sorry, son, I'll get to it. It's just been very hectic down at the office. But he wanted something more. Yo, I wish I could be a G, dog. He wanted to come from those mean streets and be a G like his compadres that he looked up to. Yo, man, if only I could have a gag, dude. I'd bust the most caps out of any G. Then he met Jay Fucker on MySpace, where he learned to rock up that crack cocaine with the dopest of OGs from the street. Yo, we gonna hit the track right now, and we gotta slang these hover rocks to these motherfucking fiends, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, dude, can I roll with you, dog? Can I roll in your 6'4"? It's a tale of urban struggle. Yo, you gotta do what you gotta do to survive out in this bitch, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, dude, I can dig it, It was a tale of romance. Hey, dog, you mind if we sleep in the same bed? Gerald Jismbag and Harold Hardcock give it 2 thumbs up. It's Black Cock Down. Do you hate women that you can't fuck? Have you tried to rub your dick on some woman's foot and she turned you down?
What the fuck are you doing?
Well, if so, you need Game for the Mentally Lame. That's right. If you're a mental retard and women are trying to kill you with their Google Cheesy Leezy, then this is the book for you. That's right. Learn brand new pickup lines. Hey, baby, you hear my fake? Wanna hit on it?
No, I don't want to sit on your face, but I'd like to split your fucking lip.
Or you can also learn brand new ways of being smooth and romantic with the come-ons. Hey, how about we go have some choochie, and then after that, we can go to the rum one.
Great, just what I've always wanted. My own drunken alcoholic retard. No thanks.
So see, the proof is in the tard. So get Game for the Mentally Lame for only $19.99 if you call now. Order Game for the Mentally Lame for all tards and those who can't quite get it.
If you're a fan of hip-hop and R&B, join me, the Bruh Ren, for a full non-stop hour of back-to-back slappers. Back-to-back slappers. Where the playlist spans from genres like R&B, soul. Hip-hop bangers like
25 sitting on 25 mil, I'm in the building and I'm feeling myself. Rest in peace, Mac Dre. I'ma do it for the bay, okay? Getting paid, we'll holler whenever that stop. My team good, we don't really need a mascot.
classic throwbacks like.
Well, I'm peeping and I'm creeping and I'm creeping, but I damn near got caught, cause my beeper kept beeping. Now it's time for me to make my impression felt. So sit back, relax, and strap on your seatbelt. You've never been on a ride like this before.
Every Friday night at 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time and Saturday at midnight Eastern Standard Time. Only on the Tough Love Show on J&J.FM. FM.
At last, the wait's finally over. Be Sick returns from a long hiatus with a brand new album entitled Mr. Zero Tolerance.
Available for digital download only.
Be Sick's no punches pulled approach on the mic gives listeners what they want, as well as gives the rap game a well-deserved kick in the ass, with such hard-hitting gems as the title track, Mr. Zero Tolerance.
Mr. Zero fucking tolerance, fakes at your fun. My tongue's replacing the gun. My toleration is none. Fuck a buster and a bitch.
Or the laid-back, fun-filled street anthem entitled Change of Pace, featuring Ghost.
This is something to bump as a gift to the haters. So turn it up loud just to piss off your neighbors. And if you out rolling, you'll be getting a ticket. And if you
Straight to the
hollering at a
guts,
bar,
blind
you'll
to
be
the
getting
facts.
addicted.
Blind to the facts that your mind's in a trap. Blind to the facts that with time we adapt. Blind to the facts of what you don't understand. Blind to the facts by the media scans. Blind to the facts of what you read in a book. Blind to the facts of Download your copy today of Mr. Zero Tolerance from www.cdbaby.com or go to www.cdbaby.com/cd/bsick2. Download your copy today. Keep the realness in the rap game.
We are anonymous, and you're listening to Maxwell Silverhammer
Fuck that guy.
and DJ Jerkman,
Yeah, fuck that guy too.
only on STEM Radio.
Damn, this shit really hurts me.
All right. Sorry, I didn't realize my mic was on, and I'm whispering to you. No, not yet.
He's whispering because he
I-
misses you all.
I was whispering to you. Yes. Okay. Speaking of creepers,
Yeah.
I have a creeper story for you.
Okay.
So I got a friend. I want you know who. Well, you know him.
Okay.
But I won't say who it is on the air.
Okay.
Anyway, he's he's kind of like you right now. He's looking for a job, and
Oh, yes. Okay.
and he's got a job, but it doesn't pay what he's
Kinda
used
like
to getting
me.
paid.
Right.
Yeah, same kind of deal. But he needs the job, so he's
Right.
doing what he can. Well, he's got this supervisor who is gay, a gay guy.
Oh, and for this person, yeah.
Yep, and he's been hitting on my friend.
Has your friend turned around and just simply said, hey, I'm just not interested, but thank you?
He's tried to in so many ways, but the guy will do stuff like he'll send him text messages like after hours and things. Like
So what he needs to do is just outright say, thank you, but I'm not interested. And if they continue, he needs to keep them.
That's what
and he needs to go speak to their HR department or their boss or whatever.
Well, he's hoping because he got a job offer. He's supposed to go in Monday to see what it's about. It's kind of weird though. He says he's got a funny feeling about it because it's the job offer is giving him. They don't tell him how much it's going to be.
Oh.
They don't tell him very much about the position at all. So he's a little bit leery. He's like, I don't know,
This is-
man.
yeah, because
You
there
know.
are a lot of them out there that, like, you get there and it's like, all you need to do is bring in 5 people and you get, or
Well, this
just
isn't-
call out these people and make so many sales.
It's kind of like the job he's been doing.
Oh,
like
okay.
casework type stuff.
Right.
But it's a another company, and it's kind of, I don't know. He just said that they weren't very descriptive as to what the job would
But
entail.
a lot of that now is pretty true. As far as full descriptions, what you see online is going to be a basic overall description.
Right.
And they don't necessarily get too detailed unless they're really going to offer you a position.
Well, hopefully he goes in and it's good and it
Right.
works out because he goes, I want to get out of here. I don't want to deal with this guy anymore. And I guess the guy's been he went to the guy's Facebook one time, the supervisor, and the guy made some comment about just because you're a good-looking guy doesn't mean you can run shit.
Right.
And let's see, and he would text him all the time and be like, so how was your day? And, he would say, look, man, or he wouldn't text right back, and the guy would
Right.
get a little pissed off and butthurt and say, well, how come you won't text me back? And at one point, when he finally explained to him, he's like, look, man, I don't mind being your friend, but I'm not gay.
Right.
And so the guy was like, that's fine, I understand that, but, then he'll say things like, I'm trying to warm up to you as a friend, but you're not letting me in.
Okay, so it may honestly be a friend. This person just may be much more naturally friendly. It may not be an actual sexual I'm interested type thing. This person that you're talking about,
Right.
is on guard naturally anyway because they're hypersensitive.
Well, but then again,
They are.
the fact that it was wow, that's funny. See, you kind of know who it is without me telling you, huh?
Right.
Okay.
And they are. And it may simply be that, because I know I have other people that are a little more high maintenance and they just expect, like, ooh, I texted you, so you should text me back, within 30 seconds and, and respond to whatever. And how come you didn't respond to me? And blah, 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 blah.
Right.
And what I've had to actually do is sit down and say, I get busy, I can be oblivious, there are times that I'm doing other things, it's just going to happen.
Right.
And I'm out.
No, I was keeping AK out intentionally. Wait a minute.
That's no, I think I don't know. It seems, because I think the guy's pretty much laid it out to him how he feels for him, from what I understand. And
but then this person that we're talking about can also misread certain things
and
too.
that's true. That's true. It's a possibility.
So I'm just playing devil's advocate here.
Right.
Not there, haven't seen him, but just from what you're saying, and knowing this particular person.
Yeah, it's and I was like, well, why don't you turn him in? Why don't you? And he's like, man, I need the job, and the guy's my supervisor, and so it's a really difficult situation.
It is.
And like you said, you're right. I know how he does tend to be sometimes.
Right.
And
I'm not putting him down for it, but it's just personality type.
Right, just kind of something that he would do. And so you're thinking, well, maybe he's too, But the fact that he's texting, I mean, because he read me a few of the texts. How was your day? Some of those,
But how was your day is a very ambiguous statement.
I don't know if I would necessarily text one of my male friends, how was your day? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a normal statement. That doesn't have any innuendo in it. That's just hey, how was your day?
I don't know. You know what? For me, I see that as very somebody who's into you. That's what I see because I've noticed that with girls that like me, will say that.
But see, I'll text that to a guy and not be into him. I'll just be asking, how was his day?
That's interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I usually don't. I guess I don't do that, but that's just me though. For somebody that I'm not into.
Right. I'm just like I said. It's just one of those. Hey, how was your day? How's it going? It doesn't mean that I'm interested in anything more than knowing how your day went.
Well, maybe so. But I know he was like, yeah, man, I got all these text messages here, and when I leave, I'm gonna turn this shit into HR, and I don't know. He's like, people fuck with me all the time. I'll get his ass back, and
yeah, but I think he may be, and again, I'm not there, so I don't know for sure, but he may be overreacting.
Possibly. I don't know. It's hard to say, but because like you said, I'm not there either, so I can't really say for certain. But it just sounds like something. It sounds like the kind of situation because him and I do have very similar karma when it comes to that kind of shit. Just to our whole love karma. You know what I'm saying?
There is a certain that is attracted that way.
Yeah, well, him and I, we bitch about it all the time. That he has the same problem I do. The people that want him, he doesn't want, and the ones he wants don't want him. So and I have the same problem. So we vibe very well on that subject.
Right. And like I said, not being there, I would never say 100%, oh, it's just this, it's just that.
Right.
I would say it's something he probably wants to consider, that maybe it's not exactly what he's thinking it is.
Maybe not. Yeah, I don't know. That's got to be a tough, because I know it does happen, though.
Right.
People, when you're in that, whether you're a man or a woman, whatever. There could be you're a guy or you're a woman, and you've got a male supervisor who's up your ass all the time wanting to go out and
and it does happen. I'm not saying that it doesn't happen, and it has nothing to do with being male or female. It happens to both.
And here's the problem: men are pushy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, hey, I've done it myself. We just talked about that the first hour. So we are pushy. When we want some shit, we're like, no, you're gonna fucking. I think more so. I mean, there are women that are pushy too.
Right.
But I think women seem to, after a while, when you pretty much tell them to fuck off, they get the hint.
Right.
Where there's some guys that just, I don't know if they just don't know. I mean, the girl I used to date, Shell, she said her insurance guy was hitting on her. at one point. And sure enough, we're driving in the car. It's like 8 o'clock at night. This motherfucker calls her.
Right.
And he's like just talking to her, just having a normal conversation. So what's up? What are you doing? You know, and she was like trying to say, well, I'm with my boyfriend right now, and we're going to whatever. And he still didn't take the hint. She put him on speaker. He's just like sitting there. It was a total dimple call.
Right.
I was like, whoa, this guy.
And yeah, that will happen. And it does happen. You're right. It'll happen where I'm getting calls or texts. It's like, I'm not interested. Back off.
Right. Well, and I would say the same for gay men. You know, that a lot of gay men don't fucking get the hint when to back off. You know what I'm saying? So, and I've had that too before.
Right.
You know?
And you're right. It goes both ways. And there are women that are like that don't get, they just keep going. It's like, they're not interested in you. You need to stop. But they don't get that.
I don't know, though. Most, I mean, thank God, most of the women that I've had come in contact with, you know, they can be a pain in the ass, but when I finally let them know for certain, you know, I try to avoid being mean, you know, and maybe, like, there's one person on Facebook that keeps instant messaging me all the time. I met her in this blind group that I'm a part of, and she's like, how are you? Haven't talked to you in a while. And she always wants to Skype and always wants to, and I'm just like, yeah, you know, I'm just not feeling it.
Right.
And, you know, so my answers are very short, but, you know, as long as we keep it at that, well, I guess we're okay. You know, I mean, although I guess, you know, it's not that I don't mind her talk. I mean,
You don't mind talking to her, but you're not into her.
yeah,
Period.
I'm just not into her, but I could tell that she's trying, you know,
Right.
and you talk about that shit, I could tell she's desperate.
Exactly.
You know.
And it's like, come on, not interested, back off,
See,
go on.
And that's it. I've had this shit done to me before, so, you know, I would never bug somebody to the point, you know, me sending 2 messages to somebody, you know, isn't that big of a deal compared to what some people have done. You know what I'm saying?
I'm obviously, I'm not one. I'm like, okay, you didn't return my message. All right, boom.
Yeah.
You know, I move on. And if you want to talk to me, great. Talk to me. You know, if I'm interested, good. If I'm not, oh well.
Right. Well, and it's just the way it is. I mean, you know, like the one I was telling you guys about earlier. Right. You know, I mean, there have been times where I've sent a couple messages just because, you know, something else I had to tell her or whatever, and you know, it was no big deal. You know.
Right, but it depends on the type of message that you're sending. Too.
Right. Right.
You know, if you're talking about specific things, and it's like, oh, and you know, hey, by the way, you know, X, Y, and Z.
Right.
You know, that's a little different than, oh, hey, how are you? Oh, I haven't heard from you. What's going on? Or, hey, you know, aren't you gonna answer me? That type of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know, I only give people so many chances before I just say, okay, you know, that's it.
Yeah.
I get the hint. You know, I'm not going to continue with
Well, see, and that's it. I've seen other women who have done this, and I'm like, they didn't respond. They are not interested.
Right.
Move on.
See, I've seen it more with men. Funny enough, you know.
And I think because you're talking more to men about that particular issue and so forth, they're going to open up to you.
Well, like this was back when I worked as a camp counselor. There was a kid who I believe was gay, who was in my group. He was about 16, 17 at the time, and he wanted my phone number. And so I asked, you know, my boss, I said, hey, look, I said, this kid in my group wants my phone number. What do you do? And he goes, give it to him. And I'm like, give it to him? And keep in mind, this was late 90s, you know. He's like, yeah, it's long distance. He's like, he's not going to call you. He's like, it's a long distance call. And they're not going to. So I was like, okay. So I give him my number. Well, this kid was calling me probably every week or so.
Oh, wow.
And finally, it got to the point where I said, okay, I got to do something here. So I figured if I didn't call him back, like if he just left messages, you know, maybe he'd leave a few messages and go away.
Right.
No, he kept calling and calling and calling and calling, and he would not stop. And then it got to the point, of course, where he wouldn't leave messages, but he would still call.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Finally, I was like, okay, I got to do something here because he's not getting the fucking hint.
Right.
So then finally I tried to explain to him, look, dude, you know, you're a teenager, I'm a man. You know, it isn't appropriate for me to be hanging out with you, okay?
Right,
and talking to you on the phone. You know, at the time I was like 25, 26, somewhere around there. So, you know, I had to, well, what's fucked up, I mean, and now you got the blind issue too. So that puts a whole nother spin into it.
Right.
Because, you know, when he was out here one time, he was out here with his mom, and his mom even said, well, I'd like him to spend the night at your house because I want him to see what it's like being blind and living on your own. And I'm like, okay, that's not going to help him at all.
No.
This is just something fulfilling his fucked up fantasy.
Right, right.
So.
Yeah, no, that would not be an appropriate response at all.
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, recently, he sent me a friend request on Facebook. Well, here's the weird thing. Because that was back when they used to send you emails.
Right.
So-and-so wants to be your friend on Facebook or something.
Right.
And then when I logged in, I didn't see his friend request. So I think he may have reneged it. But at first he did send it, and then he must have said, nah, fuck it.
Yeah, no, this is not, yeah.
But
Which means he may have realized that it was not appropriate.
Maybe, well, by now he's got to be in his 20s now.
Oh, yeah.
You're talking
about 90s. Yeah, he's got to be.
So he's way older. Matter of fact, I want to say he was like 17 or 18 at the time, that I was his camp counselor. But, still, I think he had something for me. And, and there were a few other things he had said at certain points that just sort of indicated that he might be gay. Which is okay, fine. You're gay. I don't mind being friends with a gay person.
No.
But, when your whole MO is to, because you think you're going to get something else out of it.
Right.
That's when I'm like, okay, dude, no.
I'm not there, guy.
Even with women that I do like, but I know that I can't have them, and I just accept that we can just be friends, I never try anything with them. You know what I'm saying? I'm never like, what if we,
Right.
I might think about it or fantasize, but I would never, try anything deliberately with them because, I'd be afraid of fucking up the friendship, But there are some people who they don't care. They just, they want too bad, and that can cause a problem.
Yeah. Oh, no, it can cause a big problem.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, that's why you want to be very, very careful.
Yeah, and especially in those work situations, man, Be careful what you say to people. I mean, we got to take sexual harassment training every 4 years.
Oh, see, I used to have to do it it was requirement for most companies I worked with every 2 years.
Is it 2 maybe?
Is what I had to
I know there's a safety course we got to take every year. But the other one, the sexual harassment, I want to say is every 4 years.
Wow.
So
that's nice. Every 4 years, every 2 years when you're going through. And I'm sorry, it's mind-numbing to sit through.
Oh, yeah. Well,
really?
it's all these scenarios they show you, and
right.
Hey, you drop something, and you're just like, come on.
Right. Really? Come on.
Yeah, some of these videos that they show you, you're just like, alrighty then.
Yeah, it's like, this was, you thought this was entertaining or educational? How? Seriously? Other than just being creepy, the man going, come here, Mrs. Coworker,
Yeah, or the guy's like, oh, hi, Mrs. Johnson. Oh, your back looks really sore today. You mind if I rub it for you?
That's right. It's like, okay, come on. All right, I'm done. Really?
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
And the thing is, they still go with those traditional stereotypes too.
Oh yeah, of course.
Where it's like
the predatory guy,
right? Going in, and that's not the, and then they'll throw in the obligatory female, and she's always a ball buster, going after some poor little guy, and it's like, really?
Right? Yeah, she's like, so, Mr. Jones, what is it you have? And
yes,
he's like,
why haven't you done whatever? Do you want to make it up? Here's how you do it.
Right?
Like, really?
I don't know. That's it's kind of strange. I think they've made too much of it now with the sexual harassment.
Yeah, it's one way or the other. There's no middle ground.
Yeah, well, that's the problem. I know a friend of mine who's actually blind as well, got a sexual harassment charge put on him at work for he bumped a girl's butt, and she put a sexual harassment charge on him, and it's like, really? Are you serious?
Yeah, are you kidding me? Although I do know a guy, literally, who got a sexual harassment put against him. He walked by another agent, and all he did, and this agent was a friend. It wasn't this agent that did it. It was another person who was sitting there and observed this. He walked by and literally just took her hair and flipped it back off her shoulder.
Wow. And that was sexual harassment?
And they considered that sexual harassment because the person who was sitting there and reported it felt offended that a male counterpart would flip a female counterpart. hair off their shoulder.
That's like an SMJ, is what that is. You know, that's up there in SMJville. Where,
Oh yeah, but
you know,
that tells
I
you how
felt-
far it's gone.
Yeah, I know that they're making way too much of it.
Oh yes.
And everything's you know, everything's so sensitive, and you got to watch what you do and
Oh,
say. And
yes.
you're like, fuck, man, got to walk on. Yeah, you're afraid to even give coworkers hugs.
Well, that's it.
You know?
Exactly. You don't, and especially as a manager, it's like, ooh, you know, I walk up behind you, I don't touch your shoulder, I don't even touch the back of your chair because that might be construed as I'm getting too emotionally attached,
Right.
or you know, I'm making a move.
Well, fuck, I had a female assistant a few assistants ago.
Uh-huh.
This is when I first started. And her and her husband were going through the divorce and everything, I guess. And I guess she found some information out about him that he was apparently it was something through the cable bill that she had seen. And it was the cable, because he was supposed to have the cable shut off.
Oh, okay.
And he didn't. Instead, he had it moved to another address. And so she thinks it was another woman. And so I remember I came in from break, and I thought she was hyperventilating. And I walked back. I'm like, you okay? She's like, hold on. She's crying and really emotional and whatnot. But I was very uncomfortable because I
Right.
really didn't know what I could do. You know what I'm saying?
Do I dare go and try and comfort her? Do I, you know, what do I do? Exactly. 'Cause
Yeah.
you don't know.
It was kind of creepy. I was very awkward in that case. And you know, not I don't know, she and her too, just her personality kind of made things awkward. You know, she was
Yeah.
always, you know, you never knew where she would flip.
Right,
you know.
exactly. You don't know exactly where she stood with that and how far it would be okay versus too far.
Right, exactly. So yeah, that was a deal. Oh, by the way, Jerkman and AK have been hard at work here, trying to. We got some technical stuff happening. So they've been trying to work at that and make sure that everything's still running like it should
Actually,
be.
they told me they didn't like me anymore and they didn't want to speak or play with me anymore.
Is that what it is? They don't like either of us, I guess. Huh?
That's it.
We didn't say it exactly like that.
Really?
You did.
Not exactly.
I could hear you guys
Exactly.
saying that. That sounds like something you would say.
Everything seems fine though. I didn't see any
Nothing bad happening?
any
Okay.
breaches.
That's a good
in
thing.
protocol.
Good
Could
deal.
have just been a
Might have been a fluke
snafu.
or something.
At the end of the show, you guys, you know, that's how it is.
We're professionals.
I know you are.
We
Well, you
were-
have a.
We're the tech team here. We don't have a geek squad that we can call.
Right. Well, you guys
Something goes wrong, we got to try to fix it ourselves.
be your own geek squad, right?
We are.
Exactly right.
Damn.
I'm gonna fix Ocelot's computer.
That's right, because
Oh.
it's running slow, almost so slow it's moving backwards.
Have you ever
these
cleaned
days.
it out?
I actually need to get a cleaner. I don't have one.
I will
Oh.
get it for you.
Like C Cleaner or one of those?
That's a good way to delete programs completely if you want to get rid of it instead of going in through the desktop or through the program.
Menu or something?
Right, you want to get the CC cleaner because it'll delete all traces, including from the registry keys. But you want to have a good malware and an antivirus.
Yeah. And I'll be the first to admit I'm
And
very
if-
guilty.
yeah.
I just haven't taken the time to do it.
Do you even clean your cookies at all ever? History? Anything?
Yeah, I do that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I restart my computer at least every other day, and at that point, I have it set up to automatically clear that.
Do you have an antivirus?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
cool.
No. I'm not taking my computer online without having an antivirus on
yeah,
there. There is
shit.
no way.
Yeah.
As long as it's not Norton.
Oh no, it
No.
came with Norton, and it's like no, I
Don't
I,
use Norton.
I didn't.
ever.
I actually just I put a Vast on there.
Avast is pretty good actually.
Hmm.
I like Avast.
The one I use is ESET or ESET or whatever it's called. So ESET,
What?
ESET Nod or something like that.
I've never heard of
Never
that.
heard of it either.
Really? Yeah, somebody told me about it.
Yeah, it's probably some program this guy sent out for him.
Right.
He's got a background at all his
Like,
shit
oh
right now.
man, he's into some weird porn.
That's right.
I should
What is
s-
all this foot pictures on here? I don't get it.
Actually, it's a friend of mine. He said it's more blind friendly.
okay.
So
Oh,
because
maybe
Norton,
it's specialized.
I could not navigate through Norton at all.
Well, Norton sucks.
I don't
as
like
an
Norton.
antivirus. You might as well just not have one.
Right.
Just go online naked.
That's funny because everybody dick lerps it and is like, oh, you need Norton and Norton.
No,
Those are people who don't know anything about computers.
Yeah. Well, I've seen that.
That's why they give Norton free with everything to
Yeah,
start out
like I
with.
said, it was on there free,
For
and
that
I
30
used it.
days.
Yeah, and I used it basically long enough to upload Advance.
Hmm.
You know, so that was all I ever used it for.
Damn. Wow.
Damn.
That's crazy. Crazy shit.
That's
AK
it.
thought she saw a ghost a minute ago.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, my nephew came in.
Oh.
looks like a ghost. I just wasn't expecting anybody
Right.
to walk
Person?
in,
You just
and
caught a person
so I
out of
got like just very. And I was like, why is this dead kid walking around?
Dead kid? Damn. Did he give you knuckles?
Me did, yes.
Oh, he did your knuckles.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
But I want to make it clear, not because of the way
No.
he looks or anything.
Yeah.
I just really thought, because I didn't hear anybody come in, and I'm used to seeing dead people. I just thought it was a dead
Right.
person.
Seeing dead people.
It was strange. I did not hear them come in either. It was kind of weird.
They
Just all
just
of a
kinda
sudden,
crept
they're,
up
like,
on you.
Yeah.
Damn. This place has that knack for people to creep up on you, huh?
Yes.
For some, just for everybody. Even like the other night when Doug was here and we didn't know it, and he came
Well,
walking.
Doug's actually kind of quiet though when he goes around. So
Yeah. Well,
Doug's like
well,
just does his little
He's
thing.
just a natural creeper.
Yeah, he just kind
Why-
of
Natural.
like I didn't know
and he
that.
goes up and goes, smiles right at you and points.
Hi.
Oh wow. Yes.
How are ya?
No.
Hi guys.
How you doing?
Well, you guys doing imitations of him?
I don't even know.
No,
what I'm
actually,
I don't
no.
even know.
say.
I was like,
Doug,
really?
actually, here's my Doug. Doug kind of talks like this, like, "Hey, how you doing? Yeah, sounds good. All right, you guys have a good night."
That's okay. Do you know what time it is?
I know what time it is.
It's
Time to go.
the shit that you're picking your nose.
I am.
Good
I'm always
God.
picking my nose. Yeah.
Uh,
And I'm Maxwell picking my nose, Silverhammer. Where are you, man?
I'm GJ. Don't want to watch the fucking shit, Jerkman.
Oh, come on, guys.
I thought I saw a dead person, AK.
Okay.
And I am the extremely nice one, Ocelot.
And that's the story
story
there,
there,
bitches.
bitches.
See ya.
Jimmy Fly.